Hello everybody, and hello Iasi, Romania. How are we feeling live in the crowd today as we get ready for our Dota 2 championship competition live at the Iesf World Esports Championship? That's right, we have such a great matchup ahead. A rematch from the qualifiers a month ago, but so much has changed since then. Two teams that not many expected to necessarily be in these grand finals, but they clawed and fought their way to make it for a chance to compete. We got Mongolia and we have Myanmar. It's gonna be a great matchup. I cannot wait to bring them up to stage for an interview. But first things first, let's set the stage a little bit. Let's go ahead and throw it over to our casters to introduce themselves and talk about what we're going to see in this series. Jeeves, Black, over to you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are here for the World Championships. It's Mongolia versus Myanmar, as John said, the immovable object versus the unstoppable force. Mongolia with that tremendous lower bracket run. Black, who do you think is going to take it today? Which team's going to be there?
Well, if we take it back 1 month ago, then Myanmar actually beat Mongolia 2-1, sent them to the lower bracket, and then unfortunately Mongolia didn't actually make it to the final again. Philippines ended up taking that. But it's not 1 month ago, patch change, meta change, Mongolia is on a tear. It's going to be very hard to stop them. Of course, they have also Forth with them now, who's like a little bit of a mastermind. It's going to be very, very difficult to actually stop them, outdraft them, and outplay them as well.
So Mongolia definitely had some momentum after that fabulous lower bracket run. Now they're facing off versus Myanmar, who were silky smooth through that upper bracket. I think they only dropped a couple of games here and there. It's just going to be a tremendous day of Dota 2. I can't actually wait to get into it. I can't wait to find out which one of these teams is going to take home the trophy, take home the gold medals.
Yeah, it's going to be, as I said, hopefully a very, very close game. But yeah, let's have a little look at the brackets, and we can see Mongolia's tear throughout the tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
Here we go.
And there you can see Mongolia from the lower bracket quarterfinals versus the USA. Some people hype them up as, you know, top 3, maybe even to take the trophy. Mongolia dispatched them 2-1. Indonesia, a super strong team coming through as well. But they were defeated by Mongolian and especially by some of Forev's drafts. And then Kyrgyzstan versus Mongolia, they looked super strong in that upper bracket until they obviously met Myanmar. They came down to the lower bracket, and it just kind of felt like Mongolia had their ticket from the start of that series. And the final series of that day was incredible. It was like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, as you said, Kyrgyzstan actually beat Mongolia. Then Mongolia in the lower bracket, game 3 especially, was like probably the most one-sided game we've seen this entire tournament. Again, Forev played a very big role into that. Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult to outdraft this team because when you play so many games through a lower bracket, you kind of set your own meta, but at the same time, Myanmar they have their own style too. They're super aggressive. They love being very strong in the early game and just winning lanes and snowballing off that. So it's going to be a very interesting clash of styles, and we'll have to see who takes the trophy home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't wait to get into it. John, are you going to introduce the teams for us?
Absolutely, I will. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And that's right, it's time for team introductions. Iasi, Romania, make some noise for our Dota 2 competition and our grand finals of Dota 2. Introducing team number 1. Make some noise for Myanmar. Good luck, gentlemen. Excited to see what y'all can do. And of course, the second team competing in today's competition. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Mongolia! It's going to be an epic matchup between these two. Say and Cash, I'll have you guys join me for a quick pregame interview. I'm going to start with you, Cash. Talk to me about your team's run so far in this competition. How are you feeling as a team? How confident are you going into this final?
Yeah, I feel very good. I think we're gonna beat them very easily.
Oh, I like that mentality. I'm gonna come over to you right away. He says it's gonna be an easy 2-0 for them. Your thoughts, your response, your rebuttal.
I mean, ever since we've played against YG, like they're Myanmar, we've been winning. So I think the streak's gonna continue.
I like that. He said, I ain't losing them before, I'm not losing them now. All right, I like that trash talk. Talk about your team real quick. Break down your squad, your roster for us. Who can we look out for? In your opinion, who's kind of the standout player, weapon X on your team, or the MVP in your eyes? You could say yourself too if you want. I'm okay with that.
Personally, it's 4-3 because of his like wide hero pool and then the ability that he can carry pretty much any game. Yeah.
All right, how about you? Of your team here, which player in your eyes should we look out for? Which player is MVP in your eyes?
For me, everyone is MVP.
The whole squad. Okay, I like that. This guy's cheesing to the crowd here. That's fantastic. All right, well, good stuff, guys. Hey, feel free to shake hands, gentlemen. Let's get ready for this matchup. We got Myanmar. We got Mongolia. Make some noise in the crowd, Yash Romania, as we go ahead and send it back to our casters.
All right, so do you think Mongolia will get their revenge once again? Is it time to even the score?
I mean, as he said, there's no way they're losing to them. But then again, Myanmar said easy 2-0. Who should we really believe, though? You know, who should we believe?
I mean, I think both teams are here representing their countries. Both of them have a hell of a lot of national pride. Both of them united in passion, and both of them want to take home the gold. And they're going to give it their all, 100%. So anything could happen here today.
I do have to say, though, again, they played so many more games than Myanmar throughout this tournament because, of course, they came through the lower bracket. They do get the advantage, though, of choosing first pick, which in this tournament has a very, very high percentage win rate. I don't know the exact number, but it's very, very high. As we take a quick look here at the Myanmar roster,
Shoti, KSH, Zorin, Skill A, Young, PH, and a very young squad from Myanmar, of course, with just a little sprinkling of the veterans in behind there. And I mean, that's definitely a recipe for success. I'm sure you feel the same yourself.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, throughout history, what we have really seen is that once you have like one more, probably two is even better than one veterans that really know how to deal with pressure, how to deal with drafts, just have a lot of experience on stage, it becomes very easy to empower those youngsters that oftentimes have a lot of skill, but stage fright.
Sure.
You know?
Like,
so
very famously, Sep and No Tail, of course, patience from Zoe.
That's
and
right.
then been able to hold and then turn things around. Hopefully we'll see, you know, Skill Lane, Shoti bringing that, you know, that veteran feel today. And then we have the Mongolian squad here, SE, oh, his bad rider, Ace, 11, Sanctity, and 4-2-3. Along with Forev on coach, you know, stabilizing them here today.
They love the out-of-the-box hero picks. Sanctity loves his Ricky mid and his Rubik middle. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But when it works, it looks really, really good. And when it doesn't work, it looks quite silly. But that's just Dota, right? Do you want to do this kind of thing in a grand final, though? Or are you just going to go with your identity and be like, well, it doesn't matter what game it is. We'll do what's best.
I don't know. I don't know if you want to bring the Rubik mid out for the grand final. But, you know, maybe if you're one game up and you're really feeling it, you know, the thing as well, today we're going to have a best of 3. Normally, you know, grand finals are best of 5. You kind of have a little bit more leg room to work with.
Yeah, a bit shorter today.
Today, things are going to have to be a little bit tighter, a little bit cleaner. I don't think you mess around too much in the draft. I think you just bring your best game every game in the series, and go for the, you know, go for the clean sweep.
Yeah, as you said, like in a best of 5, you have much more time to figure out your opponent, their play style, their drafting style. You have to remember this is the first time I think they're actually meeting in this tournament.
I believe so.
Yeah, and Myanmar also has a very, very, very unique style. So I'm actually not sure how well prepared they are for each other because first time they're playing against each other and a lot of them play off-meta heroes.
Yeah, and certainly Mongolia have been taking pages out of Myanmar's book during the tournament, seeing what's been working exceptionally well, stealing that for their own and putting their own spin on it.
Yeah. However, I do believe one thing I can say for sure almost, we're not going to see Nature's Prophet.
No Nature's Prophet?
I think that hero, so we have a lot of really strong heroes this patch, but Nature's Prophet I think takes the cake of being the ultimate OP hero this patch.
I believe though, they had an answer for it. Mongolia destroyed the Nature's Prophet in one game, I think. I think it was Kyrgyzstan had it, and they weren't overly concerned.
Have you seen Zorain's Nature's Prophet though?
Yeah.
He was like top 2 network for his team or something.
Yeah,
it was absolutely ridiculous. He gets like every kill is all around the map. I don't know if I want to risk it, honestly. Everybody knows how strong the hero is. Even if you think you have an answer, sometimes it's not enough.
Yeah, it could catch you off guard for sure. So who has first pick? It's Myanmar?
Myanmar's choice,
Okay.
so we'll see if they end up choosing first pick or not. maybe they see some new magic in second pick after a couple of days off. But yeah, so far, first pick is very strong. A lot of people are struggling with second pick, so I'm assuming they're going to go first pick. Then, of course, first pick goes to the Mongolia afterwards, and then back to Myanmar again, if there's a game 3.
Do you think we'll see the gyrocopter first pick?
If it's available, unless, okay, so there's 3 days break between now and the lower bracket finals, right? So did they figure something out in those days, is the question.
My big concern for Mongolia, obviously, they had that tremendous lower bracket run. Then you have the break of 3 days. Yeah, it gives you time to rest and recuperate, but maybe you lose a little bit of that momentum as well that you had, you know?
Yeah, like a runner's high.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so it could very well be, you know, once you're on a tear, you're really like, okay, let's go one more, let's go one more. I think it was like a 12, 13-hour day for them, but they didn't even look tired. But then suddenly after the last game ended, they were like, ooh, I need some rest.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you might as well, like, for a couple of days at least, you know, and then you get back into it, you know, you start theory crafting, potential drafts and stuff. Yeah.
But again, a big break like this, there has been Dota going on, obviously. There have been some qualifiers going on and whatnot. So maybe they took some ideas from those qualifiers and might want to apply them here. It's very risky, though, because they haven't done it before. Maybe they scrimped a little bit and tried it, but it's not tested yet, right? Like in a very serious environment.
Any heroes that we saw during those other qualifiers that haven't really made an impression on the tournament here?
No, I think the meta is pretty much set. Like lots of gyrocopters, lots of nature profit bands, lots of beastmaster picks. So I think that is very, very set in stone. But there are some heroes there where they think they counter gyrocopter, for example. So the strongest part of gyrocopter, of course, you get the satanic, you become unkillable. So people have been working on with AA, with Doom, who's basically now just a longer single target AA. I don't know. We have seen it go both ways. Some games gyrocopter gets completely counter. Other games gyrocopter just becomes too big and cleans house. It's very hit or miss.
We're gonna have a series where there's no gyrocopter at all. You know, it's gonna
not banned, not picked.
Yeah, just completely ignored. Phantom Assassin's another hero that's been standout. Some people are saying the changes are too much, so she's too strong.
SEA loves this hero, to be honest. We haven't seen it as much in other regions. They're more like on the Razor train, on the gyrocopter train. But SEA as a region, they have always loved Phantom Assassin. Just because it's such a strong burst hero, you get in and out very quickly. And you can pretty much always win a game on the back of her. But this tournament, we have seen a lot of picks, but I think the success rate isn't too high, actually.
No, I think the Faceless Void has kind of been sneaking in there, and it just kind of feels like he's like a pretty good counter to that situation. In the super late game, of course. In the mid game, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, his laning presence is very strong, though.
Yeah.
In a way where he just survives, heals back up and backtrack the entire time. Chronosphere, of course, can always be a game-turning spell, as you said. In fact, Mongolia have been heavily relying on the Faceless Void to even get here. 4-3 performed admirably on that hero. And I think the one game that they lost was actually against the Faceless Void 2 against Kyrgyzstan. That was the first pick did. And secured late game with it. So yeah, we'll see. Faceless Void will definitely be in contention. Gyrocopter, probably Vengeful Spirit as well, who's actually a counter to Void. Well,
I imagine the Dark Willow is going to be first phase banned out. 43 a little bit too strong on that.
Of course, yeah. Well, Foref is already smiling. I wonder what he cooked up today. Well, they think we're going to do this and that and this, but in reality, we're not.
I mean, 423's hero pool is so deep sanctity as well that they could just come in with something completely from left field. Myanmar not ready for it, you know.
But it goes both ways, because Myanmar is just like that. They love the cheese pick meepos, which honestly, can you really call these heroes cheese pick anymore? You know, they love the Husker middle.
Yeah,
they have a Tinker play too.
KSH has a pretty set in stone hard carry kind of pickup, you know, with the Phantom Assassin. He plays actually a really good Terror Blade, but we haven't really seen that in the tournament at all. I think we dabbled a little bit with PL very early on in the tournament, but we haven't seen him since, because obviously the nerfs to illusion heroes makes it a little bit harder. I don't think Terror Blade suffers so much from those changes though. But a few teams played Naga out to mixed success. I don't think we're going to see any Naga today though.
Yeah, illusion heroes, as you said, I think they're still strong, but you really have to figure out how to play around the map with them now, because the map is obviously much bigger, so illusion heroes will always find much more money. But as we already said, PA is out, Prophet is out, Gyrocopter, Dark Willow out.
Yeah, we get rid of the Air Spirit as well, who
first
also,
big Beastmaster.
Yeah, some limited success there. We get rid of the Grimstroke as well, and also the Beastmaster. But Myanmar, sorry, they get rid of the Brewmaster, and Myanmar picking up the Beastmaster first phase. very strong hero at the moment. The change to the Hawks, no longer giving vision. Now they're like a
root bomb.
Yeah, like a stun bomb.
Yeah. I mean, we expected the first pick Beastmaster, and now it's also confirmed that Myanmar actually chose first pick. So if this series goes 3 games, they will have 2 first pick opportunities. They just go straight for the TA against the Beastmaster. I liked it a lot. I think they were thinking about Faceless Void as well, but Faceless Void against Beastmaster is really not that good, especially in the lane.
It's a little bit early to pick up the Faces, to pick up the Templar Assassin, but we could play her mid, we could play her off lane. One solution for the Beastmaster, of course, is the Enchantress, the Chen, or the Doom.
That's right, but we'll have to see where they actually want to send this TA, because they pick it up very early, because it's flexible, as you said, it can go to 2 lanes. Sanctity plays an amazing TA in either position.
He's got a real ninja style where you just see him like sitting in the jungle for like 3-4 seconds at a time, stealthed up, waits for a hero to go past, and then, you know, jumps out.
He kind of plays like a Klinks or Ricky.
Yeah. It's a real ambush kind of play. And obviously with the Meld Strike doing so much damage, you can see why he does this.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And when he plays it, it looks very scary. So far, we have to say also though, Beastmaster is by no means bad against TA, because you can build into a Halberd, your Aghanim's can take care of refraction charges, the Raw of course is always a very big threat to her. Beastmaster is just an all-around very, very strong hero right now, whereas TA is a little bit more tricky to get through.
I know, from watching the lower bracket run, it felt like the best way to deal with the Beastmaster was to pick a hero obviously that's going to take advantage, you know, like the Enchantress, and force him into the Drums of Slom build rather than the Helm of the Dominator build, and Helm of the Overlord also. But if he gets to go for the full zoo, he can deal with the refraction very easily, as you said.
Yeah, that's actually a very, very good point, because I think if you can get away with going for this full aura Beastmaster, Helm of the Overlord, the Soul Cuirass, Pipe, you just become this team fight presence that doesn't die very easily because you're very tanky, but you just buff your allies so much that they suddenly feel like they're 2 heroes worth.
Yeah, you got the BKB Piercing Disable as well as the ultimate, of course. We get rid of the Lycan, we get rid of the Riki Maru. Other side of the fence, Mongolia is going to take out the Terrorblade, actually.
Interesting. It's a very good matchup against the TA, of course. Vengeful Spirit is the Mongolian classic. SCE loves that hero. Very good swap responses. Makes a lot of sense against Beastmaster too.
It's a super good tempo set as well. Obviously, TA from about 12 minutes to 30 minutes or so, she is going to be very dominant. And now you have the Vengeful Spirit as well, which is going to enable the earlier Roshan. They could easily Rosh at 17, 18 minutes here with the minus armor from the Vengeful Spirit as well as the Templar Assassin. As soon as Templar finishes Deso, they can go Rosh.
Yep, super easy. As you said, double minus armor. She has the damage aura, very nice setup stun. And one of the biggest problems TA has is usually you're really far ahead, but then you're afraid of just dying once and throwing all the advantage away. When you have a Vengeful Spirit in your team, swap you right out of that danger and no problem.
Sure. Yeah, a little bit of a backup save. I wouldn't mind seeing a slightly harder save as well from the 4, but we'll see what's available.
Okay, and an amazing choice, of course, against TA, who loves to burst heroes. Suddenly you take 70% less damage, and you're like, well, can't burst you anymore.
Yeah, the Frost Armor going to be very protective. Also, it's pretty good versus Refraction as well with the pulse damage.
So they're going full out counter TA mode now. Frost Shield, Ember Spirit jumping on top of a TA is incredibly hard to deal with. Maybe they'll pick something like a Doom, that when he jumps in, you just purge that Frost Shield right off with the Doom, make sure you can't do much about it, and just be that front line also that the TA needs.
Yeah. As well, though, with the Sleight of Fest, the Searing Chains, the Lich as well with the Frost Blast, I think Enchantress is really weak as a pick here right now. I don't think they can go back for that. Chen, I also don't like too much because obviously the Chain Frost, the Slight Fist is going to be a little bit messy to move a lot of creeps in and around there. So it feels like this Beastmaster getting away a little bit freely. Yeah.
And also they already picked the SE hero. I think SE is exclusively playing Chen and Enchantress in that team. So, I mean, they could play the Venge offlane potentially. It's a pretty decent offlaner, but we haven't seen them do that yet.
Like, you play her as a 4 even?
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah. Because Batrider's still in the pool, of course.
Batrider would be good. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised that Myanmar didn't pick Batrider. Of course, you have the Venge to break the lasso, but TA hates playing against Batrider.
Yeah.
Darkseer, all right.
Okay, the back wall combo. Yeah, right. It's pretty good for defending the Roche as well. If you've got the wall up, you've got the potential to hold there. Also for going in on Roche as well.
Yeah, and you have an aura builder now as well. Honestly, the combo isn't so bad because you have the TA traps as well.
The Dawnbreaker 4 as well.
Together with Darkseid,
With
super
the
strong.
Ion Shell and the Starbreaker.
Now they have 2 saves as well. And Faceless Void, of course. We always see that against Dawnbreaker. It is amazing against Darkseid. Truth be told, this looks like a very free Void game so far. They have a save. Well, they have 2 saves on paper. But once the Void gets to this mid-late game scenario where you have this double chrono, a lot of damage output, it's going to get very, very difficult for Mongolia to deal with them.
Yeah, I feel though that whenever someone gets chronoed, you just, you do the Dawnbreaker out, you're getting those heals, she comes in, maybe she gets Ags, Guardian Greaves, she can do a little heal when she gets there, the minus armor is going to force them into MKB at some point. Although Maelstrom probably, Mjolnir covers that a little bit.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you always remove like 2-3 reflection charges with that. So depending on the Husker, so this is what I make sure that Ember Spirit has a very good lane. What mid heroes does Sanctity actually prefer in these kind of scenarios? We have seen this Puck, which was very strong, but Puck in general, not the greatest hero.
No, I feel like Faceless Void is also a pretty good solution to the Puck. You can, actually you can jump out if you time it right. You can jump out of the chrono.
If you time it right, yeah. And of course the coil makes it so that he can't time walk away, which is a pretty decent answer, especially in the early game.
And we do ban out the Rubik from Mongolia. They don't want to, which is fair enough because let's see, we have the Dawnbreaker out as well as the wall.
Yeah.
Those are 2 super good things to steal, especially with the lineup that Myanmar have got here.
It's also pretty easy to steal swap, and then you swap the guy back in again, and you're like, well, thank you for the better Rubik now.
We get rid of the Disruptor as well. Okay. So all of Mongolia's bans are out. We'll have to wait and see what Myanmar have got left in the tank here. And what are they looking for? A 4 position on Myanmar?
4 position, yeah.
Do you think their 4 is drafting and that's why they always pick their 4 last?
That could very well be. I'm honestly a little afraid of Skyruff if I was them. Skyruff Beastmaster, insane lane. They have very strong Skyruff combo potential with the Ember, with the Void, and the Beastmaster. Even Lich, to be honest. There's so much magic that coming from them.
Yeah, they're all really good at holding you in place for the Mystic Flare.
So Skyruff seems like a very, very strong option here.
Well, we ban out the OG, which would have been another hard save that we talked about. They're definitely expecting, of course, the Templar Assassin to be on the safe lane here versus the Beast.
It would make a lot of sense, but again, Sanctity loves his mid-TA. They might just last pick another hero for 43. We have seen his Meepo, which was amazing.
Yeah, Meepo could be incredible here, actually. Do you think it's enough, though, versus the Faceless Void?
Meepo is always such a hit or miss hero, right? Like, I feel... But it makes a lot of sense, though, because you have the damage amplification aura, you got all these auras that are going to be coming from the Darkseid, and the Dawnbreaker 4 can build into an Aghanim Scepter. Then suddenly you have these 4 Meepos that just have 60% evasion.
Yeah, it could be really difficult to deal with.
Plus the TA as well, you just amplify the damage of the Meepo so much. But then who gets the Aegis? They're probably going to argue about that, and you don't want to do that.
No. You give it probably to the Phoenix, okay. The
Phoenix,
BKB Piercing Disable.
Interesting.
Kind of, okay, I mean, percent-based damage with the Sunray eventually.
I like it a lot. It makes a lot of sense against the Templar Assassin as well, which kind of forces the TA middle, to be honest. You don't want to lane against a Phoenix.
Yeah, so you think it would be Phoenix Beastmaster? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course it would. Yeah.
But it also makes Meepo pretty strong because he's one of the best act busters in the game.
Yeah.
He loves to cook that scrambled egg.
Or maybe we actually get to see Lina. I think she's a little bit too squishy though.
She's pretty squishy. Would put TA in a pretty bad matchup. Now I'm expecting to see 4-2-3's hero here, but I'm having a hard time figuring out what it is because most of the carries are banned out or drafted already. And it has to be, of course, not super greedy because TA is pretty greedy already.
Sven, do you think Sven's okay here or is it too much kite?
There's a lot of kite, right? 2 BKB piercing disables, 3 if you add the Phoenix. It's a tough picker, to be honest. I really like Myanmar's draft. It's very strong.
It's pretty stable.
I don't even know what you pick here as Mongolia last. They go for the Bloodseeker. I don't like it super much, to be honest.
Not a fan as a Bloodseeker player.
But they wanted it for the Phoenix egg, of course, you know? It adds good tempo. It synergizes well with Sanctity's TA. There is a lot of speed. If they win lanes, they can snowball. But if they don't, I think this mid-late game is almost impossible to win.
Super difficult for sure. I wouldn't be a fan of this as Bloodseeker, to be honest. I guess it's okay versus Phoenix when he's diving away. Maybe you can take advantage of that. Young PH, though, pretty much doesn't care.
Yeah.
KSH doesn't care. You can time walk off of the damage. Shoti, he's going to have an okay lane there. I think he's going to bully 4-2-3 a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix and Beastmaster is a very strong lane. I would be surprised actually if he farms much at all on Bloodseeker. Like, you know, when you're second pick, you already have so many draft disadvantages. You really need your last pick to be like we got you. This doesn't feel like it.
No, but we'll see. Maybe Mongolia, they've got the tempo ready to go. They got it ready to unleash the fury, like I say. Even if he had a bad lane, which he won't, he'll have a pretty good matchup versus Young PH here on the Ember Spirit in the mid lane. He should be able to set the tempo for at least 25 minutes of the game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the combo they have that can really break everything is, of course, the vacuum into like a tier trap. Suddenly everyone is silent for like 3 seconds, then blood right on top. They do have answers and options. It's just much harder to execute. And execution can oftentimes be the difference maker between winning and losing.
All right, let me break it down for the audience. We got Sanctity on the TA, SE on the position 5 Vengeful Spirit, 11 on the off lane, Darkseer, and then we got CE. He's coming in on the Dawnbreaker 4 with 423 playing the safe lane. Bloodseeker from Mongolia. For Myanmar, Skillway on the off lane. Then we've got the Faceless Void on the safe lane. We got the Lich actually will be the position 5, Beastmaster and Ember Spirit in the mid with Young PH there.
Yeah, again, we're big fans of the Myanmar draft. If Mongolia wins this game 1, despite having such a big, I think it's quite a big draft disadvantage, they're golden. Because they're going to have first pick, they love having first pick, and then we'll really see what they're made of. But this game 1, they will have to outplay, which they've shown they can do, for sure. They win lanes, they snowball off that. Can easily go their way.
All right, both teams with it all to play for, their trophy, the gold medal, national pride. Let's get into it.
And we've got to remember, guys, everything's on the line here. It's just a best of 3. You don't have much wiggle room. You lose that first game, suddenly you're on the brink of elimination. Let's go, guys.
All right, good luck, Zorain says. We get into it. A little smoke action from Myanmar. They want to get down there, get the vision advantage. Already, of course, with the first pick advantage. And I think Mongolia placing themselves pretty safely here. They want to make sure they don't get caught out.
Yeah, they've been doing this a lot. They're just really taking this very defensive posture. They're not really interested in fighting runes. They just want to usually have this 2-2 rune split. Of course, if somebody's out of position, they will punish him. But yeah, as I said, first blood at runes is very rare in pro level games. Wow, so many good lucks. I told you already, you should never do that. Why do you want to have misses uphill?
I mean, we have seen some pretty devastating starts as well. Any team with Bloodseeker, you want to fight often and you know, frequently. You know, you want to fight as much as possible. You want to keep the enemy team on half health or below.
It could be like a little rune skirmish here, perhaps, but probably they're just going to take the 2-2 split as they always do. Very interesting ward positioning too. Both wards from both teams are on the same side. How did they do that?
All right, I mean, they just it just happens, you know. But obviously, they're watching each other's replays. They're seeing where people like to put wards down.
They're looking at the tapes, yeah.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of it.
You had 3 days time, you know, like if
It's
you didn't
a lot of
study
time
all
to
of the
prepare,
games, yeah, exactly.
you know. And Myanmar, obviously, Mongolia had the tempo, had the momentum, but Myanmar had so many more games to look at, right?
Yeah, yeah. And as we said, that momentum after 3 days should probably be reset at this point.
I imagine so.
Yeah, we just saw 4F have some really nice waffles earlier.
Yeah, he was getting the energy food for sure. SE, he's getting punished here just a little bit, but he's going to move through the back lines and he'll be safe enough. TA, though, in that mid lane, taking a little bit of punishment from the Ember Spirit. Actually, they're going kind of even here. They're having a little ruckus. And that's okay, of course. You're going to be quite fine once you get Refraction online.
Yeah, it's not the easiest lane for the Ember, actually, once you get higher levels on the TA, because you have that melt strike that really melts you down.
Yeah.
Very, very funny.
Yeah, melting. I mean, probably playing in Yasha, you know, with the heat today.
But overall, this lane benefits Ember Spirit very much so in the early game, or like early laning stage, but once you reach level 4 or 5, it's going to get quite difficult for him.
I think there's definitely a case to be made to put a couple of points into Flame Guard, maybe just one value point, just to kind of deal with the refraction a little bit. 4-2-3 and a little bit of a pickle here. You get slowed up. Nothing worse than being hit with the fiery spirits of the Phoenix, to be honest. You're a minute and a half. You see him here trying to CS. He still makes it though. It's good times.
But you can already see the Harris damage is becoming an SE actually. He's level 2 on
the
Phoenix.
silence, nicely played. SE trying to bail, he pops off his stick there.
One more, oh, the
The
Hawk.
is there, you take him down. Skill they going to fall on the other side, so they're going to trade kills, one on either side. A little bit of advantage going the way of Myanmar, of course, as they struck first and therefore get the experience on skill there.
Yeah, Phoenix is actually a pretty weak laner until you get level 3, because the cooldown of your Fire Spirit is just so long. But once you get level 3, it's going to get really strong. So I think they're quite happy with trades early on.
Sanctity bullying young PH back here, but of course he has his bottle. It's 2 minutes. Both mids going to get themselves a juicy little water rune there, little refreshments.
Yeah, I think we will have Sanctity needs to really have a great game here. He needs to start getting his Desolator blinked really early, break the game open for his team a little bit, because lanes shouldn't be super easy.
Yeah, I think it's going pretty well for him so far, though, and obviously the more levels he gets, the better it starts to feel.
Yeah.
4-2-3, he's going for phase boots here as well as the a little time walk from KSH to make sure he's nice and healthy. 11 running a little bit low here. Actually going to use one of his branches. He's very close to the ring of health, though.
Yeah.
So going for early Vanguard.
And Crimson Guard Pipe probably right after that. But Pipe is going to be absolutely crucial against this dire lineup. They have so much magic damage, you really need that Pipe up as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's the job of 11 here, of course, to just become this aura machine. He's going to be the center point of the team fight. It allows Dawnbreaker to kind of have a little more freedom as well. You know, she can ult in, she doesn't have to be the initiator here. You can pick, but the problem is, they kind of they want Vengeful Spirit to start the fights, right? Because then the Darks here can respond with the Vac wall, ideally in a good position, and the Dawnbreaker can come from on high.
Yeah, I actually really like this draft because it's very versatile in a way where they have Dawnbreaker to save, they have potentially the Vengeful Spirit to save as well.
He dropped his Wraith Band.
He did?
Just before the pause, just right at his feet.
Uh-oh. Gotta be careful you don't forget about that. We've seen worse in Dota, honestly. Some people lost their Yule Scepter.
Yeah, they lost their Yule Scepter, got it destroyed, you know.
What's your biggest blunder you've ever had?
I never make those kind of plays.
Because you're not so efficiency based.
I don't care, you know. I'd rather just, you know, wait, maybe get another solve or something, you know.
That's respectable.
Now we have backpack, of course. I feel like I'd rather take the 6 seconds than risk losing it to somebody waiting in the shadows.
And of course, APM is also an issue at certain ages.
But yeah, biggest blunder definitely is going to be going high ground. You know, without the team's a little bit further behind and you get caught out. And GG. Buy back, it's over. Rain getting handled here though. Ace, he's looking for a wave in here, but he doesn't have anything left for 7 seconds. So he is faster though, much faster it feels like. He's trying to get their little salve going off there. There's the hammer, he follows it up. There will find a kill under the tower. Oh, the courier as well.
Go, go, go.
Oh, he's taking so much damage. Is there any chance of a rotation? Kind of mess him up? I don't think he can close the distance. He just has to give up on it.
Oh, then
it's flying now.
Through.
He's going to kill himself to the tower, but Zorain, it's within the time period, so Zorain gets, gets a little bit of gold for that.
I love the way the courier started flying there right in front of him.
Yeah.
You want me? You want me? You want me?
Fair. Mid lane though, did they get a kill there? No. 23-10 right now versus 19-3. So definitely the Sanctity starting to pull away in that mid lane.
Yeah. And Beastmaster is also getting destroyed on his lane. The only hero that actually has a good game so far is the Faceless Void, who of course is a hero that can put the entire team on his back. Frost Shield.
A little bit of a problem for Sanctity. It's going to munch through the refraction, and this is maybe a death for Sanctity. In fact, it should be. Yeah, the Flame Guard plus the Frost Shield, a very good Icy Hawk combination.
Very strong rotation. Also got the D-Ward off on the Lich, so the mid lane is going to feel pretty scary at this point. And mid lane is a very volatile matchup.
Now KSH gets a little time lapse off, a little time walk away. Oh, okay, Ace following up, but it's not going to feel too good, of course.
Yeah, no problem for him. Mongolia's biggest time in this game is going to be the TA Blink Deso into Shard. Like every time the TA gets Shard, it's such a massive upgrade with that long silence, of course.
Oh, you don't think he goes Dragonlance first?
Oh, he might as well.
Yeah, 11. He's trying to go for Zoran in this backline. They actually dig into this under the tower. They know he's going to go down, but maybe they can find something here.
No mana for Surge.
Doing some decent work. He's going to try and tread switch his way out of here.
With the bash. Ooh.
No, it's there. One hit bash this time. KSH takes down another kill, and actually it's Zoran that gets the kill off of the back of that. So 2 assists only for KSH so far. Shoti trying for a cheeky TP out. There's no stun, unfortunately, but look at the speed of this Bloodseeker.
Yeah.
Just a casual 609 movement speed.
I'm a little worried for the Beastmaster, to be honest. Usually it's a very snowbally hero, so him losing the lane this hard is going to mean he will have to play catch-up, and he can't really make those early game rotations as he would like to. TN a little bit of trouble again, potentially.
This Lich rotation causing him so many problems. Vengeful Spirit going to come in and help a bro out, though. Still only level 4. They do have the wave of terror. Zorain going to get caught out here with a minus armor. A little blood grenade on top. One more strike. He can't get him. Those the senior chains comes through from Young PH. Sanctity running for his life. Nice. Ace follows up. Skillly made a rotation to his death. Sanctity trying to get up to the high ground. It's not going to make it way, though. And Young PH will take down Sanctity once again. And that's 2-0 for him here in this lane. That was kind of pretty much going the TA's way until the Lich started making these rotations.
Yeah, I mean, we already know what's going to happen, right? The post-game is going to be like, just play me 1v1, bro. Why do you need so many supports to rotate in all the time? Luckily, though, TA is a hero that can easily come back, right? A couple of ancient stacks, which I think Ace is already working on that big camp there. So should be easy peasy for him to come back into the game and get his timing up.
Yeah, well, he's level 6 now, even though he has died twice, so it feels all right. 11 chasing down Zorain.
One more punch.
Under the tier 2 tower. This should be okay. They're going to try and rotate in. The gaze coming back the other way. Skill day. The follow up now from KSH. And 11 out of position. He goes down. Going to be one for KSH this time. And now Myanmar leading the kills. Okay, the silence is out. Shoti getting ruptured as well. Tries to get out the Hawk. We see it. Doing some damage there. Throwing some axes. A little stun. That's going to help things out. But oh my word. 43 sealing the kill. Getting a little heal now. Trying to feed on the boars as well. Getting them slacked up a bit. Sanctity with bottled regeneration. Trying to back things off.
Oh, that was lucky. If he gets chained there,
oh
might
my
actually
word.
dead again.
Oh, they're going for the
They're going
three-man
again?
play right now. The dive forward. Vengeful. No, it's Stormbreaker trying to TP in here. They bring him down before he can get anything done. They do steal that kill on Zorain. Young Peach kind of held in place. Vengeful Spirit coming across. Back line. Sanctity gets the Phoenix with the trap. Now Young Peach trying to bail on the situation. He will get out alive. And that's sort of evened the score a little bit here. Young Peach has almost finished his Orb of Corrosion, which he'll use to, to assist his rotations. Haven't really seen much rotation out of the mid lane so far. They're having their own kind of battle up there. It feels like more people are rotating into them. Got a little wall playing on up here, but KSH, he's just going to time walk away. 11 has his Vanguard online. Looks like he's going back for a soul ring. Oh, Dawnbreaker coming in here. I don't know if it's necessary, but it's certainly going to help out. It's a killing spree for 423. Both cores now with... they have more kills on 423 actually. He, of course, KSH only got assists, so... But both of them having a really good lane. Unfortunately for Bloodseeker, I think if the Faceless Void has a good lane, 4-2-3, it doesn't feel so good for Bloodseeker, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit problematic. However, the big pace setter in form of Beastmaster is getting shut down heavily. And the two supports, they're going to Sanctity again. They need some rotations here, but they all just went bot lane.
Yeah, it's no use. He's just going to get crushed under this tower one more time. The Flame Guard plus the Frost Shield.
He's dominating already. 4 deaths on the TA. Again, it is a hero that can come back from this, but...
It feels really bad for Sanctity right now, but Sanctity, throughout the tournament, we've had him playing from behind so many times, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not overly concerned just yet. I mean, still 4 deaths in the first 10 minutes is a lot.
I think the biggest problem really is not that TA is dying so much, but that Ember is getting so many kills. He's top 3 in the net worth right now and just really strong and he's making this rotation just like here.
Yeah, he comes up, he comes in hot. Actually, Zorain, they
Two-man.
actually can use the first chrono. The Iron Shell stinging a little bit though. KSH is not enjoying this. Chain Frost comes through, actually shuts down 11 one more time. Zorain getting another kill. But Dawnbreaker obviously not able to deploy the deploy the ult there. We have the full Maelstrom finished up for Bloodseeker at 10 minutes, so I mean, he is having a pretty phenomenal game, I have to say.
Yeah.
Next up, BKB, I imagine. He may go for Mjolnir. It's probably
That's very greedy.
It's probably a mistake, honestly, but it could be pretty good versus the Chrono.
I think it's too greedy when you already have a TA that's struggling in your team. I was going to mention it just now, because if your TA is struggling like this, that means you can't actually go full farm out on Bloodseeker. You will have to get involved while your TA is catching back up. So I'd imagine once that BKB is up, he will really just want to start fighting.
Talking about catch-up, SE, he's creating the catch-up right now.
They have a ward there, though. They're seeing all of this.
Yeah, they have to fight this if they go for it. Luckily, they do have the Dark Seer, who's probably one of the best heroes to try and stop that kind of aggression. If you can get the wall down, you can hold them at bay for sure.
They have a Dawnbreaker too, right? They're going to have a bunch of traps around there. However, if Tia gets caught out doing it alone...
The game is so good. They see this portal rotation right now.
Yep.
And they know exactly what's what here, so they could potentially dive forward. The helm of the Dominator's online, so they got themselves the Skelly Boy creep.
So Beast is level 6, Phoenix is level 6. They want to make a rotation towards the mid lane. Sanctity might be the target again. They got Dawnbreaker ult this time, and plenty of TPs available though.
Okay, they do have those traps down as well. He's gone Power Treads and then...
Dragonlance into Desolator probably.
Okay.
It's a big stack, not super big.
I think that I don't think you want it too big though, because A, the chances of getting stealing is large, and B, Sanctity really needs this injection of net worth right now. He's sitting 5th on the net worth charts. He wants to be first at this point in the game. This is supposed to be the start of his power timing, 12 minutes in.
Oh, they're not even smoked up, just running up there. They might catch him.
For him. He's already bailing. The ward sees everything, of course, though.
Should be a free D ward though, because of course if they just walk up there, like they wouldn't just do it randomly. They obviously know what's up there. There's another very big stack towards the left of the tower, the T2 tower. So more gold injection for him.
Yeah, he needs to be able to take it though. So they're going to go through and try and get the D ward. Vengeance Spirit made a move through there, but I don't see the D ward happening just yet. And Ember Spirit feel like he's in there, maybe robbing the larder a little bit. Now, Show T, he's got a decent stack here, yeah.
Yeah, he stacked it himself with the Boris.
Yeah, always a good job to do that. Phoenix getting chased a little bit here in the mid jungle. His Bloodseeker coming across, trying to get some angle on him, but he's just going to dive away. And now Sanctity level 10 versus Young PH is level 10. It feels pretty bad for Young PH. You know, he's 4 kills up, he's level 10, and then TA comes up, he's also level 10. It feels like, you know, have we even done anything to slow this hero down?
Interesting build, by the way, on Young PH as they smoke up.
On the
blade
mail?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I kind of expected this.
Very unusual for a Bloodseeker, but I'm just going to kill the Venge. Well, they'll have to settle for the...
Can't really do anything if you're Venge. If you throw the stun, you're going to die anyway. Now they go up to the high ground. They have a little peek and seek here. The stun going to slow things up, and Sanctity just casually moving out of the danger zone.
Yep. Goodbye to him. Once his Desolator's online, I'd imagine we're just going to see the move towards Roshan, because it should go hand in hand with the Bloodseeker BKB timing if we choose to go for that.
Yeah, but Myanmar with an early lead as we come up to the 14-minute mark here, 11-8. It's a net worth lead though with Mongolia. 2K, it's all kind of sitting on the Bloodseeker and the Dark Seer right now. Mostly the Bloodseeker.
Yep, Ace is tipping into defend the tower a little bit.
Okay, he's going to do that with a bomb for sure. Young PH, he's, you know, man fighting this. You pop the Illusion Room for a little bit extra damage, and they are chunking the tower down. They have the slow out, the follow up, the Starbreaker on top. He's going to take away though.
Yeah, TA traps are so obnoxious to deal with. Probably will have to deploy some sentry wards there.
I mean, once he has the shard, good luck with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, the rupture on the Phoenix. He does do a half dive, realizes what's what, and then it's a little bit too late to react though, unfortunately.
Yeah, finally getting cocky for the getting punished for the cocky movement towards the mid lane. He was just there, sitting there for like a minute. He's like, well, I'm here, what are you going to do about it? Well,
we're going to rupture you and kill you.
You're dead.
Seems good. It's another little bit of injection of gold into the Bloodseeker, maintaining this 1,000 gold lead ahead of his opposing number on the Faceless Void. But KSH, you know, the Faceless Void, he's a little bit of a slow burner, of course. You know, not necessarily has the hand of Midas, so you should be playing catch up pretty quick here. Level 11 online.
Yeah, but a free farm Bloodseeker will always farm more than a free farm Faceless Void, of course. They just have the attack speed steroid in terms of Blood Rage.
The problem for Bloodseeker though is
he went beyond there first, actually. Super greedy, but if he gets away with it, he gets away with it.
Okay, what I was going to say is the problem with the Bloodseeker is he has to kind of leave some of these bigger camps for the TA to try and get this TA fully back into the game.
Yeah, very true. Which, you know, if you rupture the Ember Spirit and you have Mjolnir on yourself, you can really just die very quickly through this Ember Spirit, actually, with the Blade Mail. It can get very scary.
For sure. The Ember, though, he won't take damage if he's Remnant.
That's right, yeah. So you have to run.
It's annoying.
Run around.
Yeah, big camps. I mean, overall, 9 camps stacked, no, 10 camps stacked for Mongolia and, what, 12 for Myanmar. And the pipe already finished, by the way. He broke the Vanguard to finish pipe.
Yeah, very common nowadays. And then they build like into a hard later, just become really, really tanky. Phoenix is actually keeping bottom.
Okay, the roar's coming through. This is pretty good. There's no save now. The Dawnbreaker coming through. That egg on top is going to be a little bit spicy. Shoti getting low. Actually dies after the Bloodseeker. So everyone there getting plenty of XP. Ace trying to bring in some kills. 11's here. Young PH would be a ginormous kill if they can find it here. Can they though? The stun, the magic missile. Sanctity's here on top of them. Young PH with nowhere to go. Sanctity waiting for him on the other side. Oh, the chrono comes in, but he already got Young PH down. And then he just has to run away.
And there's a massive cooldown to expand through. Now the Roshan is pretty much free because they don't have a Chronosphere to defend it. Massive turnaround again by Team Mongolia.
Really, really nicely played. Yes, you killed the Bloodseeker, but it costs you 4 heroes. It's
costs
a
you everything.
massive debt Myanmar just paid there. And look at that, a 5k net worth lead. And that's exactly what TA needs. She's there for the XP. She gets some kill as well. Now SE, he gets gone on here, but the stun into KSH. She's just going to eat some pain to the face.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a smoke out relatively soon towards the top side, towards that Roshan, because now they don't have the biggest spell in the pit, which is the Chronosphere.
And yeah, TA starting to amp up some pressure here, taking that tier 1 down in the mid lane, opening this map up a little bit. How do you feel about as Radiant going for Roche on the dire side though?
It's a little bit risky, but I do think that the only real good spell there, of course you have the Phoenix Egg as well, but it's the only level. Oh, it's Skillet.
Okay, they do.
Ow.
Oh, boom,
Ow.
There it is. And that probably is going to be almost enough gold for Sanctity to finish the Desolator.
Yeah, he of course went for an earlier blink to just be more active with his team.
So Ember Spirit going for the Sand. She wants the early Halberd to deal with TA, I think.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
And then he can break it later on and go back for like a Sanjin Kaya or something, or Sanjin Yasha, I don't know.
I mean, Halberd makes a lot of sense just because they have 2 right clickers.
Yeah.
I would imagine Beastmaster is also going to get one later on. You really just want to help your Faceless Void as much as possible against these 2 heroes.
Now disabling them will certainly get that job done. So Desolator into Shard. Normally
DD
he already
as
has
well.
the Blink Dagger online. I mean, this is perfect. She also has finished up the Medallion of Courage, so many, many minus armors will make the Roche very, very quick and easy to take.
Chronosphere is going to be off cooldown though in about a minute, so if they don't make the move soon, they probably want to just wait for the Desolator, take another decisive fight with the DD, then go into the Roche pit afterwards.
Then at least you get to do Roche on the bottom side, you know, could feel a little bit safer.
Yeah, and you probably also want to wait for the Bloodseeker BKB. He dishes out a lot of damage right now, but he can't take any.
Yeah, and time again, actually, the mistake that we've seen from Bloodseeker players has been trying to engage before the BKB timing is complete, getting, you know, killed maybe once or twice, knocking that timing off again and again. And honestly, he starts to feel a little bit sad if he doesn't get to be, you know, in his prime, you know, by 25 minutes. Desolator's finished for Templar Assassin.
They're going for Roche.
And they're just going straight in there. Yeah, they want to get set up immediately on that position.
They have a DD as well that should go super, super fast. And then the best counter to Chronosphere, obviously, is just having an Aegis.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. If you die, and then you can die again, no problem. No contest here.
I mean, they know exactly what's what. You know, they're aware of the double damage. They're aware that they just cannot take this fight right now. And this is perfect Roche Aegis choice, of course, for Sanctity. As I always say, 12 minutes to 30 odd minutes. It's a timing for Sanctity on the TA where he gets to be Omega strong. With the Aegis on top, it's going to feel super good. Young PH is searching here for Ace. He finds him with the Searing Chains. They want to take down the tower, though. He's the main target, the tier 1. But meanwhile, up top, a little bit of pressure coming through. You've got a DD still, a little bit of DD left on the TA to do some damage to that tier 2 top. And if you can trade a tier 2 for a tier 1, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, look at the Dawnbreaker
Oh,
snap
they're
with 2.
smoked up and they're going looking here. They're going to go through the portal, try and come in from behind, but the tower's already gone.
Mass portal party though, that's going to be everybody there except the Void, who is already sitting in the jungle.
Yeah.
If Void is not too careful and they catch out the Void, this entire idea is bust.
He's a little far forward here on the Ember Spirito. They get the Searing Chains, the silence.
No
Now
BKB yet.
Bloodseeker wishing he had the Aegis to swap out for his boys. Up on that high ground, great wall combination. Young PH getting kind of low. He goes for one more sleight of fist. He tries to juke away. He does go down before after the Bloodseeker, so getting a little bit of an advantage there, but they will take the Bloodseeker in response. Now TA jumping forward here. Gets hit by the Hawk though. And is going to have to bail out here. The Spirit Vessel running a number. Sanctity, that Aegis, looking to crumble. 4 heroes chasing him forward here. They already used the wall. Can't get the surge off Sanctity.
Yes, the
He's
Chrono.
down the first time.
Chronosphere is online. It's always a big threat. I'm just going to use it here. They will.
All right, they have the chrono, no chance to get the refraction up, and Sanctity actually goes for the fade. He tried to make a play there, but unfortunately that worked out very well for Myanmar indeed, evening the score for kills. And really nicely played, given the fact he actually had everything on the side of Mongolia. He had the wall down, and it was a pretty good wall.
Yeah, the biggest problem is just the last 2 team fights. Bloodseeker was completely shut down from the beginning. He gets 0 damage off, nothing at all. He finally gets his BKB.
How you stop that? You have your BKB online before you do the roach fight.
The more I look at this, the more I think it was a big mistake to not go for that BKB
100%.
after Maelstrom.
I mean, we see Sanctity getting run down here. There's not much to say about this, though. They have the damage of the Hawk to stun him in there.
Yeah.
He dies. They just throw the chrono on top. And then you have literally no opportunity, right? Your tanky just comes from your refraction. I feel like he had it off, though, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, there's Frost Shield, there's Fire Spirits, there's Beastmaster X. There's way too much stuff to chew through that.
So
BKB should be delivered now.
BKB is done. It's just waiting to be delivered, but it feels super bad for Mongolia. They definitely lost a little bit of tempo there. I mean, honestly, you have to Maelstrom, BKB, then finish your Mjolnir, you know?
We did talk about the mid-late game prowess of Team Myanmar with this draft, and you spent all this time shutting down the Beastmaster, but what's the point if it just ends up running down your TA anyways?
Yeah, now that the Faceless Void is, he's pretty much untouched, he's feeling pretty good. He's 500 gold ahead of the Bloodseeker. And I like this, though, from Mongolia. They smoke up, they look for a return kill here. Maybe they can find something in the woods. Okay,
they find the beast.
Bloodseeker looking for revenge. All right, he gets a little rupture action. TA going to follow up with the damage, definitely there. Now the vacuum pulls all rain, and the Chain Frost, not a place you really want to be.
Ow, ow,
yeah.
ow, ow. It stops eventually.
Yeah. I mean, later on it won't. Would you be okay with using the BKB there just to shut that down completely? Nah.
You mean level 25?
No, like right there.
Nah, screw it. If he's alone, it doesn't really matter too much, right?
Sure.
Void is the big boy right now. Oh, he almost actually got the courier there.
Yeah, a little item dropping here, a little vision game. Oh, I like this.
It's gonna be the good one.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, downtown, it's what is this? It's Ace versus Ember Spirito fighting over the tower here. The Starbreaker not quite gonna land the stunning hit, unfortunately. Seeing Chain's holding him in place.
Yep, Guardian Grief's already done on Dawnbreaker, going for the Axe next for the massive evasion, of
Oh,
course.
wait, Dawnbreaker has Young Page's ball.
Yeah.
He stole it.
I don't know why he has it, but he was like, all right, thank you.
Yeah, I'll take that. I mean, you can't use it, but I mean, it's good. Can you still put stuff in the bottle? No.
Yeah.
Can you drink from it? No.
Well, if it's full, you can, but it's
Used to
empty.
be back in the day. Yeah.
Well,
Remember you could trade Ring of Health?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like that in Dota 1. Give me ring, and you never give it back.
Yeah. Or your mid gives you your ball to fill it, and you're like, thanks, bye.
We don't do that anymore, of course. Now the behavior score matters. Ace TP'd up there. He's all by himself. There's no way out for him.
No, they're going to bring this down as a freebie, but space created, you could say, as there's a little bit of a confrontation about to happen in the mid lane there.
You say space created, but he's actually worth 900 gold almost. This is insane.
Holy moly, actually. He's a 3x kill streak, yeah.
And he's really rich, too. Almost the map of the Beastmaster.
All right, Faceless Void already with the Manta style, with the Mjolnir, and now working his way towards Skadi.
He's scarily big, honestly.
He's huge. He's almost as big as you know?
Yeah. Well, I have a face, though.
This is true. Face cool, Void. Yeah.
It's going to be so incredibly difficult to beat him in late game with this draft. Like, the only play they really have is work around the Chronosphere, save people in the Chronosphere, but once he gets all his damage items up, even if the Venge swaps him out, he has another Chronosphere available anyway at that point. It's going to get tough.
Yep, Sanctity here, he's trying to, just kind of accelerate the tempo. Vengeful Spirit working his way towards the Aghanim Scepter, which of course gives him his second life. It feels real good. The illusion, he becomes more powerful. If you strike me down, I become more powerful than I was before.
Yeah, it makes no sense, but that's what VS is all about. He's going straight for the Nullifier, which I like a lot against the Beastmaster Auras that are going to come out later in the Frost Shield, of course.
Yeah, it's really good versus the Frost Shield. It's really good versus the Flame Guard, and really nice damage boost as well. Huge amount of damage in there, and that's something that Bloodseeker obviously lacks in his current incarnation. In the olden days, the more damage they took, the more damage you got. But now, he has more attack speed. So anything that boosts that up is pretty groovy. Sanity, sieging here, just, you know, he's getting sleight of fist, he doesn't care. He's getting searing chain, he doesn't care.
Got his BKB now. Oh, he actually got a Hellburner during the slide.
Okay. Now he cares, now he cares.
Yeah. That
And
Hellburner is
Bloodseeker
going to be a
can come
massive
in and
problem.
finish the job for them. Yeah, but the BKB actually purges it now.
It does, yep.
It feels a lot better to have you know, BKB these days.
But they also increase the duration, right? To make up for that, I think.
Yeah, if your BKB ends, you can double damage on the river here.
Oh, that's a big one.
I like this though. I like this early aggression here. I always kind of say you want to get at least one tier 3 by 28 minutes on the TA. So the timing is really spot on right now.
But Frost Shield, 70% damage
Yeah,
reduction.
just a casual Frost Shield holding them back.
It's so ridiculous. Once he gets over 25, you can never push base again.
Well, unless you kill
Unless you
Zorain.
kill him. Yeah. But he's unkillable. It's Zorain.
Zorain's been so good this tournament actually. He's been MVP I think in about 8 matches, so feels okay, man. Next Roshan, 28 seconds before he potentially will spawn. Do you think it's going to be a fast one or a slow one?
Middle of the pack. I think
Minute and a half?
95 seconds.
Okay, 95 seconds, fair enough. See how close it is. I mean, that's one thing you can do, of course, if he's frost shielding your tower. Oh, this is Sanctity about to get going on here. So
He has
Chains
BKB,
down to
but-
dive forward. They've got the chrono on top.
Oh, he swapped the wrong target.
BKB. Pops it off. Dawnbreaker coming in, trying to heal a bro. The roar's there on top. Wow. He has Ags actually on ace. You saw that. Made it incredibly difficult. Now the rupture went through. They do take down. There's TA and the double kill coming out for KSH. Silence coming through. KSH getting caught out a little bit, but the Frost Shield stopping things from being any more progress. They dive forward. The BKB timing will run out now, but he manages to make himself away. And a little bit of overconfidence from Mongolia there. Of course, with the egg, with the chrono, they have incredible hold and catch potential.
They have to be so careful how they approach the team fights. I actually don't know if the Venge wanted to swap the Void or if it was a misclick to swap the TA out, but he didn't even chrono yet at that point, so...
I thought he swapped the TA.
No, he swapped the...
I think he swapped the TA to the side, and then she ran back in, and then he chronoed.
But it's like you have to be so careful when you
Just
play
wait for
against
the
the face
chrono
of
and then
Void.
swap.
But that's the thing, they couldn't because he was already dropping so low. He was completely by himself, isolated. We have seen it actually quite a bit with Sanctity. He's a very confident player, sometimes too
We're
overconfident.
going to see it again here.
Yeah.
So he goes in, he makes the play. Venge is on the right-hand side here. Oh, yeah, he swaps the Void out. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. He swapped the TA.
And Dawnbreaker comes in with the Aghanim's, which makes TA survive for a lot longer, of course, but he's like, well, thank you, 3-man chrono.
Yeah. And, you know, catches the Bloodseeker on the side of things. The Rupture does go out, but 11, he isn't able to actually do anything with his illusion in the chrono.
Yeah, and this is the point that we spoke about in the game. What do you actually do now? Because this Void is getting stronger and stronger, so is the support cast, and they just don't have the greatest dealing, the greatest heroes of dealing with this Faceless Void.
Like, they have to wait for the chrono before Dawnbreaker comes in. So the target has to be alive, though.
But how do you, exactly, that's the thing though, how do you do it? It's very complicated. They do end up getting the Roche, of course, because there's no chrono.
Exactly.
But
our egg.
They have to make that count, because if they don't
They're
know...
going to contest, though. They're waiting for this. The Ember's ready just to dive in here and try and steal it. Not quite find it. That's okay. We'll do a little bit dewarding. Searing Chains holding people in place. The boars coming through here. Oh, Silence catching young PH there. Nothing much they can do with it, though. And they have a Lotus Orb up as well, I believe, on the darks here. It's going to be quite helpful.
TS getting destroyed.
First life getting ready to get broken here. The wall comes in once again, but can they get anything off the back of this? The Silence is there. Beastmaster doing a lot of work for vision around the outside here. TA trying to back off. She is disarmed up. Bloodseeker just falling back. TA, the roar's there. The BKB. This time the Dawnbreaker, though, maybe a little bit more helpful. They got another chrono on the far side. They go for the Bloodseeker, and actually he gets swapped in to the chrono. Saw a great catch from KSH. A double kill from the Faceless Void. And they'll take a triple as well as the
Maybe an
Dawnbreaker
ultra.
falls. Looking for more. He's trying to get out of here. The Searing Chains popped up Lotus Orb a little bit early. What a back on 3, on 4 in fact. And he's able to scoot away here, but KSH is running him down, looking for the Ultra.
And Zorain
gets it from the back. Yeah, classic support action.
Yeah,
Really nice play from Myanmar though, guys.
Once again, absolutely devastating Chronosphere. It just keeps happening. Like, they have a lot of tools to deal with the Chronosphere, but at this point, Faceless Void is so strong. 3k health with the Skadi, he just jumps on top of you. Even if you want to help them, you can't anymore because they can't even fight him anymore.
Yeah, with his Maelstrom there, 5.2k damage there in the team fight.
Yeah, it is absolutely insane actually how farmed this Faceless Void is. The first Aegis really, I think, is where the game went south for Mongolia. They needed that Aegis to be impactful, but instead they lost the team fight really badly.
Now, honestly, yeah, I feel like the Bloodseeker dying with no BKB
Twice, yeah.
just after they took the Aegis was really, really huge.
Yeah. At this point in the game, though, they will have to do some really sneaky play because Void is getting to the territory where he can just fight all 3 cores by himself.
Yeah, if he gets another chrono like that, it's over for sure. And he's still Midasing away. You know, it's quite a greedy build these days where you go for the early Midas, but it's not slowing him down at all.
806 on KSH. Absolute masterclass performance. I think it was the same scenario when they played against Kyrgyzstan. Kami on the Void completely decimated them. It might be time to either ban it or pick it yourself.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. I mean, they're going back for, what's this, Silver Edge maybe on Templar Assassin? I don't know why. He's going for Baby Crit to Daedalus. But
I would hope Daedalus.
It could be good to break on Faceless Void, stop his bash.
Potentially, it's just, you really need this burst damage. But the game is very, very complicated at this point. Beastmaster is supplying so many auras. You have this Halberd on the TA, so if you want to burst him, you actually have to activate BKB. And then if you don't burst him, the fight is just over.
And if he chronos you lose anyway. So.
Yeah. It's going to become so difficult. Venge at least has the Aghanim Scepter, so he can swap out, die, and swap again.
So that early tempo has been broken from Mongolia. They go up to the high ground.
It doesn't matter.
KSH gets ruptured. And Myanmar now are the ones with the tempo.
Full HP, straight up again. There's no more rupture.
He's still chilling. He's got a few seconds. It's going to break off now. You come in. The Blade Mill going to get popped off. Going to stop any aggression from coming through here. And 11 looking for the opportunity for a wall here. Oh, KSH, he zips in, he zips out. The silence catching him on the way out. But he does have a Manta style. He can break that silence at any time. KSH back up to the high ground with the Lotus Orb on top. Very difficult for them to engage here. And Mongolia on the back foot. Myanmar looking incredibly strong.
Yeah, Sanctity with that quiver is very strong at defending high ground, but they're slowly chipping away. Truth be told, they don't need to risk too much here even.
Oh, the back end to the normal punch. KSH, the first life. Oh yeah, his Aegis was gone, by the way. He's dead. Down for 90 seconds. No buyback.
Yeah, never even had it. But young PH also in trouble. He gets bashed up.
Oh yeah, they didn't have Aegis. Yeah, you're right.
It's the ping or Sanctity brings it up him.
Easy peasy. They get 2 kills. Both of them down for 1 minute and 10 seconds still. That's a huge amount of time to actually work the map a little bit here.
Yeah, they'll definitely get back into the Goldie. Just as I said, you don't need to get too excited. You don't actually need to do this because you have to late game anyway. Gets punched in with the normal punch.
I was thinking because he was playing so aggressive that he had Aegis, but he had no Aegis.
Yeah, no Aegis. 4k HP and he just died like that. Deaths like this can definitely swing it the other way. 2k gold swing just from that kill. Young PH dies right afterwards. You gotta be careful with how you give away kills, of course. Bloodseeker and TA are still very strong in the damage department.
So KSH, he's working his way towards the Satanic, and he I think he bought out for the Reaver, right?
Yeah, 30 seconds, so that could potentially be a glyph, maybe a base tower if Mongolia really wants to force it.
Well, I mean, no buyback. You can definitely take advantage of this for sure.
Sanctity's all by himself again, though. Gotta be a little bit careful.
Yeah, I mean, they still have the Phoenix, they still have the Roar, the Chain Frost, and the Gaze. It's going to all be quite potent. He has his PKB, though.
Okay, so
Bloodseeker Full Nullifier finished up as well.
Yeah.
He's got the Arc Scepter, which means that he becomes, assuming he's had a little bit of a fight beforehand, he becomes quite a difficult chrono target.
That's right.
Can absorb a lot of damage with the shield, and also the Blood Mist can make things quite awkward as well.
For the Silver Edge, okay, so he wants to break the Void.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I saw it when the camera was on. It had a little bit of a preview of the Shadow Blade.
Very interesting on a hero like TA, which you usually just want to have the most burst damage possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Smoke up now, though.
Okay.
A 2k net worth lead at this point means nothing.
No.
Any good chrono, any good team fight execution.
Kill lead irrelevant at the moment as well.
Yep.
And, we haven't really talked about Wisdom Runes this game, but they're leaving this juicy one here right now. It's going to be, I think they want to give it to KSH. Yeah, he's coming over for it.
Punch him.
Okay, normal punch coming out on Young PH into the silence on top. He's already moving out of the way.
High execution, by the way. That's exactly what I mean. It's so difficult. He actually timed it perfectly with the punch and the vacuum stun, but
The
there's no
Remnant,
follow-up.
the Remnant was so good as well, though. He was able to time this outside of the silence, make sure he wasn't going to get caught there. And they take the Tormentor, and it's young PH who actually gets the shard, which is the Fire Remnant. It basically has a little mini Radiance on it now.
Yeah, and of course he always gets a charge when he's like in an AoE for a new Remnant. Pretty decent shot, not the best in the game, but it's pretty annoying to play against, especially with Blink Daggers.
Especially if he folds into the Aghanim Scepter later on. The the force multiplier. 423, his shield running a little bit low here. Needs to hit up some creeps. Sanctity on the high ground. Having a little poke. Whoa, one shot on the board. Okay.
So the game looks very even on paper, right? But you have to remember the last fight was the first fight where Void was shut down instantly. That won't happen again because he's very aware now of the damage potential they have.
Here, though,
Oh, okay, that could be it. That could be the game breaker.
This could be.
Oh, no bottle though. Where's the bottle? Did he sell it? You can't sell a bottle. No, that's against the rules. That literally one
Maybe
Team
one of his
Spirit TI.
support has it. Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot sell bottles. That is literally against the rules.
Well, we know Myanmar has no ball because Ace stole young PH's ball.
Yeah. Why do people do that? Stealing bottles is not nice.
Well, I mean, you put it on the ground, he's going to pick it up. It's like, what's this? Thank you very much.
Here, this DD could have been used for the next potential roll shot,
Absolutely, it's awkward.
but now it's gone.
Maybe you can get a tier 3 out of it, though. I don't know, just a little blinking jab.
It's very risky. So the thing now is that
Oh, look at this. They are waiting for the Roche, by the way. Bet it's
Yeah.
12 seconds, potentially.
it's an instant spawn, 1 second.
I only ever saw a 4 second, I think, was the lowest I've ever seen.
Not now. It's going to change right now. It's going to be...
Oh, 41 seconds. Still a fast spawn. Still Myanmar favorite, I'd say. Mongolia playing the bottom half of the map right now, and Roche is going to be up top for another 2.5 minutes or so.
Void now has the Satanic finished up.
Yep. Mindbreaker comes out on the Bloodseeker.
Ninja gear on Void as well.
Okay, free smoke.
That's always a very good one. I hear like Void, of course.
Yeah, they have the gem on the Lich. He's got a Defiant Shell ready to swap in. He's running the big boy Philly Stone right now, making sure he's getting maximum value. A little smoke play from Mongolia as they go fishing for the Roche themselves.
8 seconds. Are they going to be patient? We have seen so many times in this tournament where they just run out last second.
They're going to check it with the Beastmaster creep, though. They're going to have full information
And
here.
it's
They
up.
know it's up, and they're going to start to contest it.
Wait, this
right
is
now.
number 3, right? So there's a refresher shard.
Yeah.
If the Void gets his hand on that.
They're trying to get in here in time. The Frost Shield, the Spike, but they've got this vision coming through from the Blood Right.
Yeah. This is going to be the game-defining Roche. Whoever wins this fight is going to be very, very far ahead.
Oh, they know they're in there, by the way, because Roche did not come out from the Blood Right. So.
Yep. And also had a trap in there. 5-man smoke though. So now they can initiate with the roar and then keep the Chrono Sphere for later actually. Let's see how they handle
they
the
see
fight.
the Bloodseeker. They want to go in. The Searing Chains. They're trying to set this up. Void comes through.
Oh, you got silence.
They go for the Rupture actually on the Bloodseeker out as well because of the Lotus Orb. He's trying to stay still. The roar comes through from the outside. They go on a crew roll 11. Now the eggs coming through. Bloodseeker trying to crawl away while Ruptured up, but they're right on top of it. They swap him behind out a little bit more. The silence coming out. Young PH. Sanctity finally showing up to the fight. Now the BKB. Actually, he's managing to hold his own with this Blood Mist while he's in the Chrono. If it wasn't for the Phoenix, he wins that fight.
Sanctity's also in trouble.
Yeah, the double buyback coming through here. Ace handling 2 heroes at the same time, but with all 5 of them on top, he will go down.
Mass buyback's committed though. This is do or die for them. If they get nothing out of this, they're so far behind.
They do need to close up the distance here. They do need to fight this, and Dawnbreaker going to come through. She will not be able to ult in, so they are running down here, desperately trying to get to the pit in time. KSH will come out. They have no Chrono, they have no edge.
Instant hex up on the TA!
Here at the backside. T's trying to deal with it. TA smashed down, and so is the Bloodseeker.
Wow,
and that is it. GG's done. And Myanmar will take game 1 in this best-of-3 grand final.
Very, very, very strong game from Myanmar. Their draft was very strong. The way they executed also, pretty much flawless. But we expected it from the draft, right? Once it gets to this stage, it becomes incredibly difficult for Mongolia to do much of anything. Bloodseeker just eviscerated. TA had no chance of doing anything. They really had to strive at the first ages. Bloodseeker build-up was a massive problem.
They lost the early tempo off the back of that Mjolnir. He got a little bit too greedy. He felt like, I'm ahead, I'm super ahead. You were, but obviously, so was the Faceless Void. He didn't do much to shut that down at all. And honestly, I feel like that's when they lost their tempo. When he died the first time, he died the second time. Mongolia, though, they're no strangers to going a game down and coming back and winning the series. So it's by no means the end for Mongolia. They definitely have come back from this kind of deficit from before. But Myanmar, they cruise through the upper bracket and they take game one off of the back of their first pick here and off of the back of a splendid performance on the Faceless Void, of course. Do we see the Faceless Void being picked out by Mongolia, or do they want to ban it first phase?
I think they're actually the team that made the Faceless Void meta this tournament, so they know how strong it is. They lost to it twice now in the same fashion, so I'm definitely expecting a lot bigger of a priority on him. They have first pick now this time around as well, so we'll see what they end up doing with it. Yeah,
obviously Mongolia are going to be coming into game 2 with the first pick. It's a lot of a stronger position to go in with the bans against you. It makes it a little bit easier, I think, to put together a draft for execution-wise. But overall, tremendous play from Myanmar, especially the mid, Young PH on the Ember Spirit. He had a really good lane versus the PA with this build with the the TA with this build with the Blade Mail. Allowed him to kind of convert and make space. Not that KSH was ever particularly behind. He kind of had a free lane, it felt like, and he snowballed that into, you know, like he was ginormous, like for most of the game.
Yeah, as I said, it's a big problem that Ember Spirit becomes this fat early into the game, just because he's such a strong playmaker when he does that. In those team fights, one of the biggest reasons why they won them so handily is because he keeps poking. Slide chains, Halberd on the TA, they can't poke back. There were so many problems that they just couldn't deal with, and Faceless Void was always there at the very end. Oh, Chronosphere on 2, we win the fight, no problem.
I mean, I think we saw that as well when the charts came up, even midway through, even when the Faceless Void is having such a powerful game and he's getting 3-man Chronos with this Mjolnir doing 5.2k damage, the Ember Spirit, because of all of the poke, he's still got the most hero damage at the time, you know?
Yep, a hero that's always very, very strong at just going in and out. Young PH played him to perfection. Very, very strong mid lane. I mean, there's a reason why Myanmar was in the final now from the winner bracket, right? They lost not a single series this entire tournament, so they're very strong. Mongolia, one game, man. One game is all it takes, and they're suddenly out of the tournament. Just the best of 3. You can't allow the slip-ups to happen.
I mean, it is the grand final, so even losing here, you can take the silver medal. It still feels pretty good to find yourself ranked, you know, in the top 2 in the World Championships. But it's not what Mongolia want today. They do want to take home the gold, and this is going to, you know, hopefully, it's going to give them some renewed vigor going into game 2.
Yeah, big problems ahead of them though. Again, first pick is up their sleeve now. They love first pick. They have a very high win percentage on first pick. I think they actually didn't really lose many games at all with it, so they should be very comfortable, but we have to see what happens.
All right, well, let's have a little look at those highlights and, you know, enjoy, again, a quick look at this game 1. And we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes or so with game 2.
România, Iași, bine ați venit la campionatul mondial de esports, finala de DOTA2. Everybody at home, welcome here to the World Esports Championships DOTA2 Grand Final Map 2. I'm waxed by the legend himself by my side. Black Dota, Black Game 2, Myanmar, Mongolia, and Mongolia's with the back towards their walls.
Yeah, they have a lot to figure out in their draft, especially Game 1 draft was, it works, but it's very risky, it's very hard to execute. They have executed hard games before, but Myanmar team perhaps that doesn't really allow that. They definitely outplayed them in those team fights, and again, they love their first pick, so it's probably gonna go a different way this time around.
Yeah, speaking of that Game 1 domination coming in from Team Myanmar, Faceless Void has been eradicated from the server. We will not be seeing him in this Game 2.
Very happy with that, honestly, because again, they've lost to it twice now. There's no point giving it away. They're actually the team that established it in the meta in this tournament. They picked it all the time, and now they're suddenly like, well, we don't really know what to do about it, so let's just get it out. Makes a lot of sense. I still think they actually outplayed them throughout the majority of the game. Just a small item build mistake from the Bloodseeker can snowball, of course, when the enemy team just has a much easier to execute draft.
Absolutely, but like you mentioned, this time around, Team Mongolia will have the first pick. They have one more ban to go, and if it's you right now in the booth instead of 4F Black, what are you banning and what are you choosing for your first pick?
Truth be told, I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't just want to go with the first pick Faceless Void, actually. They're probably looking at the Gyrocopter next. They've had very strong success with that hero as well. But yeah, they made the hero meta, and then now suddenly they're afraid of it rather than using it themselves.
Yeah, it's turning against them, so we will see if Mongolia will go for the Gyrocopter, but if they do pick that Gyro, the Dawnbreaker might come through, the Beastmaster yet again, two of the most contested heroes in this patch, and obviously, Ember Spirit. We've seen both teams favor the Ember throughout this tournament. But yeah, it will be the Beastmaster ban, Gyrocopter pick, and now Myanmar could probably respond with either a Vengeful Spirit or maybe even something like an Oracle that we definitely saw both of these teams play.
Yeah, maybe they have even another answer because there was a 3 days break. A lot of teams watched, of course, the European qualifiers. There was lots of games played there. The most theoretical answers that I've personally heard from pro players and coaches alike is Doom and AA, just so you can't get that satanic heal off all the time. But we'll have to see. Maybe Myanmar has a different answer. Not sure. There's so many heroes they can pick. As you said, Oracle makes a lot of sense. We've seen no Earth Spirit actually banned. Yeah. Just one of those heroes that really sets the tempo early up for them because, again, Myanmar is such an aggressive team early on.
And Myanmar is taking their sweet time for this first pick, already expending over 1 minute of their overtime, but it will be the instant Phantom Assassin response.
Wow.
That is, again, probably the second best carry in the current meta.
Yeah.
But taking it as the first pick, that allows for Mongolia so many possibilities to counteract with this for the remainder of the draft.
Yeah, so PA is very strong, of course, but you have to protect her early on. Her landing stage isn't super strong, but it's not weak either. Usually she gets a little bit, at least. But her teamfight presence until your items up is not really there. Much weaker than in Gyrocopter. We have even seen the matchup PA against Gyrocopter where Gyro is built into the Silver Ash and he actually still beats you. Yeah. So I'm not entirely sold on his pick yet, but we'll have to see how the game goes, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Mongolia will ban the Warlock themselves, although that's a combo that they have preferred doing. Gyro Warlock, but they're taking it out of the picture. You don't want to have that big team fight ultimate coming in from the form of the Golems, and obviously Warlock, one of the stronger supports. But alongside the Oracle, the Warlock ban, we also have the Oracle, which is what we were kind of expecting.
Yeah, Oracle, PA is also a very strong lane. You get that false promise on him. Suddenly you get all that life lead from your Blink Strike, amplified as well. Strong ban, but there's still so many supports left in the pool. I'm really mostly worried about Sanctity because he had a very rough game 1. They actually focused him so hard. There was like 2 supports middle at almost all times. They refilled the bottle of the Ember a lot, made sure that he had a smooth game. And I was a little bit afraid of that because Mongolia, they don't prioritize their mid lane too much, and they really abuse it on the Myanmar side. So they definitely did their studies. They figured out how Mongolia likes to play. Now we have to see how they want to answer.
This Lich will pair up with the Phantom Assassin, maybe adding a little bit of a defense when it comes to the Frost Shield, and obviously a little bit of that extra controlling team fights and damage coming in from the Lich ultimate. But the Bloodseeker ban, I think it's a pretty good choice. Mongolia could have probably flexed the Gyrocopter and pick the Bloodseeker to counter. PA gets ruptured in teamfight and she can't really jump in and out as she would like to.
Yeah. takes a lot of damage in the process, of course. But now, PA Lich is probably one of the strongest safe lanes in Dota. But that hero I love a lot. Phoenix makes so much sense against PA because you only get the attack speed from Blink Strike, of course. Without Blink Strike, there's no way you can kill that egg, and obviously you can't Blink Strike on that egg. Going back to the Vengeful Spirit again as well. Gyrocopter Vengeful, one of the strongest lanes in Dota as well. Those safe lanes should be very hard to actually lose with for both sides.
I really want to ask you, Black, why do you think Myanmar prioritized the Lich over the Vengeful Spirit?
It might just be that in the 3 days of their team meetings, they actually figured out how strong this hero is. Maybe it's much stronger than the other heroes, because last game, Zor ran the Lich, did a lot with the Frost Shield. He had amazing gazes. His Chain Frosts were on point as well. Of course, even his mid lane rotations, you know, they were so good. But I do agree with you, Phoenix, Venge seem like a much better support duo.
Yeah, now Myanmar already got to go back to the Darkseer, one of the stronger teamfight offlaners, builds onto those auras. We saw last game the Pipe coming in straight after the Vanguard, paired up with the Clockwork. So this is a very strong pairing, Black. Clockwork, Darkseer, already assured domination on the offlane.
Yeah, traditionally very, very strong. There's even more plays you can make with it. You can go through the portal as a Clockwork, be like, hey Darkseer, give me an Iron Shell. Suddenly you just gank the safe lane with an Iron Shell on you, and you are basically 2 heroes there, so it's a 4v2. But still, they do not have a single egg hitter. So the Phoenix right now still looks uncontested and very strong once he gets into his level 12-18 range.
Pangolier as a response from Mongolia, and this draft is looking forever's in his bag. And as you mentioned, we gotta go back. Darkseer, Clockwork, Lich, neither of those heroes like even attempting to hit the egg.
Yeah, honestly, this draft from Mongolia right now hits so many boxes. Like it's their team fight damage is going to be absolutely insane. You have Pangolier rolling through, you have the Phoenix egg burning everyone, you have flag cannons coming through everywhere, or somebody wants to run away, or swap him back in, or you find a good initiation, whoop, swap him out. They have so many more options than Myanmar. Now I feel like the tables are kind of turned, where Myanmar will have to outplay quite a bit in order to get much done.
I have to completely agree with you right now when we see Mongolia understanding what their draft is, banning that Ember Spirit that could have enabled the Darkseer Clockwork combination running around the map, taking it completely out of the way. But Myanmar going for a Primal Beast ban, you don't want to lose. Well, Primal Beast is pretty much a lane winner. No matter where you put it, be it mid, be it off lane, it's such a strong offlaner, such a tanky, beefy boy in the current meta that it would be such a hard hero to deal with from the side of Phantom Assassin.
Yep, completely agree with that. He also has the BKB Pierce and Disable, which PA of course hates. It's gonna be... They need a hero on Mongolia's side though that goes to the off lane that will provide that additional sort of front lane until Gyrocopter is strong enough to do that. We of course have the Tidehunter as always against the PA. We've actually seen PA get dominated super hard in that America match where Mu had absolutely nothing. He had to go jungle at like level 3. Tidehunter fast Meteor Hammer pushes all the towers, so probably expecting a Tidehunter here since the other 2 best offlaners are currently banned.
One of the uncontested heroes so far in this draft has been the Dawnbreaker that both teams have played this tournament, including that map 1 of this grand final. Maybe not the best fit for Team Mongolia, but the Puck ban coming in from Mongolia, that Puck would have added so much more to the Darkseer Lich combo in team fights. So taking it completely out of the picture, Pangolier doesn't really quite bother if he's facing the Puck in mid or not. But what do you think about the Puck ban? Do you think it was good? It would have been a solid pick for Myanmar?
I like it because they missed a lot of control right now. In fact, that's the only thing they missed. They have a lot of damage, they have a lot of teamfight control, but they're missing... there's a Tidehunter. Yep. But they're missing just a big teamfight control spell like the Coil. And honestly, from the mid lane, there aren't too many heroes that fulfill this job. It's mostly offlaners that do this. Now they took Tidehunter away. How do you teamfight against Tidehunter, Pangoroll, Egg, and Gyrocopter? It's almost impossible.
Yeah, I don't think you do teamfight into that. You're gonna maybe try to pick a mid laner that can split the opponents and try to pick them off one at a time, but it will be very, very hard as Mongolia has shown up with the best draft. But it will be Storm Spirit, okay. Like I mentioned, one of these heroes that can break apart a team fight, pick up one of the supports in the backline maybe.
So they're going full, basically hit and run style. Go in, kill a guy, all disengage, find another good opening, go in again. But just like in game 1, it is so much more difficult to pull off, especially when Tidehunter gets his auras. You have Vengeful to always save, you have the Sunray to get some additional healing as well. Mongolia's draft looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I have to agree with you right now. Like I said, Forev is in his bag. 5 phenomenal picks coming in for their side, and we will be waiting now to hear the gong of that game number 2. Mongolia with the backs towards the wall. Can they do something to bring this series back? Well, with a draft such as this, I think they got the tools that's needed to take us to a game 3.
Very much so. Again, this is their strength. First pick, I think they've lost almost no games with it at all this tournament. Fourth is like, yeah, once we have first pick, we feel super comfortable. But even if even though it's a series, Myanmar is going to have first pick next game, so they have to figure something out. But of course, for now, we focus on game 2. They got to get it done first. Good luck to them.
Yeah, good luck to both teams, obviously, but they will cross that game 3 bridge when you get to that point. Mongolia will have to actually try to fight and secure that early to mid-game, because we do have a very aggressive draft coming in from the side of Myanmar. Phantom Assassin wants to join up quite early with their team, especially if they manage to win the lanes and try to generate more momentum as they go into the mid-late game portions of the game, because that gyrocopter, like you said, when he builds the first 2 items and finishes that Silver Edge, he will be an absolute menace to every single player on the side of Myanmar.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, is he actually going to just get too fat too soon? To the point where they won't be able to fight him, because we've seen it from Kami. He suddenly just had like 5 items, minute 25, knocks on your high ground, you jump him all in, he's like, Satanic, oh, I'm full HP, well, you lost.
Yeah, you mentioned maybe the potential Ancient Apparition as a support pick to try to counter that. Obviously, it didn't come through, not even being banned, so it could have been an option, but we do see Myanmar trying to stick to something they believe in, which is that this Phantom Assassin can scale faster than the gyrocopter.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the draft makes a lot of sense. It's just going to be very difficult to execute, because you really have to pick and choose your fights like very well. Otherwise, you jump in, oh, we have 3-man Ravage, we're just all dead. Suddenly, the enemy team just snowballs, and you can't really do much. You know, it's going to be very, very difficult.
Well, game 2 black is almost underway. Let's jump into this map to Romania. Yash, make some noise if you think Mongolia can take it to map 3.
Lots of support here, of course. Everybody wants to see a third map. Truth be told, this draft looks very strong for Mongolia. It's right up their wheelhouse. This is exactly what they love. Every hero is on a every player is on a comfort hero. Myanmar, though, they have proven in the past they're very good at the style of smoke up actually. Level 1.
Nice skirmish. Already Blood Grenade coming in. The Flat Cannon already doing so much damage. Black skilling down to half HP. KSH trying to disengage, slowing down.
Not a Blood Grenade.
Even still, I think skill lane might get down too low. Another slow coming in from the Phoenix, a bit of a taunting, but yes, Gush coming in from 11. Sanctity will jump in to get closer and secure the first blood for the Pangolier. Sanctity, you mentioned Black, after that slightly harder game 1 on Templar Assassin. Getting the first blood so early in the game will generate more momentum for the player.
Also got a D-ward straight off, as you said, but yeah, like Sanctity right now, what he needs after this first game, focus fire, he's probably pretty salty, he's probably pretty pissed. He wants to go 20-0 right now, and then game 3, he's like, what do you guys want? Do you want to gank me again? Well, I don't care.
I also have to bring up the fact that despite Phoenix being one of the strongest heroes in the current meta, it has only been Myanmar and Mongolia contesting this hero thus far, and so far making it both of the matches of this grand final.
Oh yeah, Phoenix is absolutely amazing. Lich actually just walks up like
Lich. This is very dangerous. I think Zorin might be dead. No, okay. Miss up kill, and Zorin will disengage, but down to half HP. Still has another 5 tangles to burn through. Well, 4 now.
Already 1k gold lead though. They also got more bounty runes. Fantastic start.
Yeah.
The problem for Myanmar is, when you play a style like this, you really have to focus on winning your lanes. If Titan gets up a quick pipe, where does the teamfight damage come from? You can't even pick apart the heroes because you just don't have the damage to kill them.
And obviously this Storm Spirit, we have seen it earlier in the tournament, Black. TIE Hunter just builds the new Aghanim Shard, the anchor, and Storm Spirit can't do anything.
Yeah, you just grab him there and he stands there. He has to hit the anchor like 5 times. While you hit the anchor 5 times, Gyrocopter is just going to kill you.
Yeah, and then meanwhile you gotta hit the anchor, you gotta hit the Phoenix Egg. There's so much stuff to be hit and destroyed before you even get the chance to attack the heroes on the side of Mongolia.
Yeah, very good point. It's, again, it's a very strong draft from Mongolia. It's, yeah, if Myanmar can win this game, well-deserved champion, honestly. Yeah. Walls against the back against the walls. Well, you know, creating all the new sayings here today.
SE on the Vengeful Spirit. We'll try to see if... Obviously, we have not mentioned about that Wave of Terror that obviously lowers the armor of the opponents, and that means the Gyrocopter will deal even more damage with the Flat Cannon.
Yeah, that's usually how you play this lane as well. You just wave the creep wave, then you Flat Cannon it out, you get all that pulling. That's how you get the advantage and experience in gold. So far though, Skillate doing a very good job at pulling the creep wave away for his offlaner.
Sanctity will go down quite low, but will be able to just swashbuckle away. We'll wait on the high ground to secure the 4 last hits. Young PH with 1 miss will not do much damage, but skill lay, like you mentioned, already wave behind tier 1 tower.
Yeah, the Storm Spirit lane against Mongolia is usually pretty simple for the Storm Spirit, one of the strongest laners in Dota, especially against melee heroes. So Sanctity, he will be okay, Pango is always okay, but he will have to find some rotations come late early game.
Ace will harass Zorain, that will have to be back to the tier 1 tower. So Zorain will not have to make the Walk of Shame back. But I'm already looking at this Tidehunter. 11-1 charges at minute 2. And yes, 2 last hits behind the Phantom Assassin, but you are not ever going to kill this Tidehunter.
Yeah, usually PA in the lane doesn't really kill too many heroes unless they are really out of position. He just wants to get his farm up into a fast Battle Fury, make sure he snowballs, get his shard fast. I don't think he can get away without a BKB this game. He probably need one against Tidehunter as well as Pangolier. But we'll have to see how hard he snowballs.
It feels like this Phantom Assassin needs so many items before they can actually have a strong impact in the team fights. But so far doing very well. 13 last hits on both Young PH and KSH down on bottom.
Yeah, how's mid lane looking? Pretty even. Storm, slight advantage. Has to be a little careful. You don't want to give up a free kill here, of course. It's all about snowball for the Myanmar side. Storm Spirit, PA, heavily rely on winning their lanes and snowballing through kills. Don't know if it will happen against the Titans or Pipe.
But meanwhile, we gotta look up top. We talked about this Darkseer Clockwork combination that's usually a lane dominator, but it's so hard to dominate versus 2 range heroes.
Yeah, as I said, just push out they don't even get close enough to use that Iron Shell as a problem against Gyro as well as Venge. Like, they're always just low HP, always half HP, running away. They have no choice, they have no chance to ever be aggressive, really.
And we're looking Vengeful Spirit, almost the same amount of last hits on the position 5 as the opponent off lane of the Darkseer.
It's a very tough Darkseer lane, and well, they knew what they were getting into, so they chose this for themselves.
Yeah, maybe they were hoping the Vengeful position 4. They're very interesting so far, but yeah, domination completely up top. And despite the other 2 lanes going quite even, it will be a big deficit. Already 2k down in minute 3 and 40 seconds.
Yeah, this is massive. Usually when games go even, like, you don't even see 1k advantage until like minute 5 or 6. But yeah, Darkseer getting absolutely nothing, and when your aura hero in your team doesn't get anything, whereas the enemy aura builder gets a lot of farm, there's going to be a big, big difference in quality of items in teamfights, obviously.
And obviously the Darkseer will try to kill some of those stacks, but Tidehunter at the same time can do very good Ancient Triangle stacks.
As well, yeah. But they're probably going to be leaving them for the Gyrocopter. I mean, they have so many good stack clears.
The Clockwork on the side of Myanmar already outlasting his Darkseer. Young PH though, going quite low, like you mentioned, only level 4. Sanctity will miss the jump in, but Phoenix full jump can. Young PH will go spin, it's dead! Ace with an amazing rotation on the back of Sanctity, pushing down Young PH's HP to so low. And now the Pangolier is going to come back. He was 4 last hits down. Black, this is starting to look very dire favorite. 3k gold lead.
3k gold lead. I really like how Sanctity played that. Like in Dota, we call that preparing the enemy hero to get ganked, right? He kept him on half HP the entire time, even though it meant that he takes a little bit of damage as well. Doesn't matter, of course, if your support comes in and theirs doesn't. Zorain portaling top for a little bit of a gank, perhaps, because they know Gyrocopter's farming free, but will they even have the opportunity to go on him?
They will try to. Clockwork will be surged in, but so much damage. 4-3 just turns around. Okay, maybe we're getting through overzealous. Clockwork getting low HP. Nice one coming in. Ace TP gets the kill onto skill A.
This is rough.
Zorain is going to be a double kill. No, just the second one. Can
All
show
3
the
dead.
It's done. And
Okay.
that's what seemed to be a nice gang coming in from Myanmar. Fabulous response. Obviously, 4-3 knows the strength of the Gyrocopter, turns around and wipes.
The wave of terror that's coming through, you get the flag cannon damage on top, perfect TP by Phoenix. He TP'd even before they initiated. He was so ready for that. Now they're winning mid lane, now they're winning top lane, and bot lane is completely easy. It's a nightmare scenario for Myanmar here in the early game. They are up 1 game, so they have a little bit of leeway, but this is definitely not how you want the early game to go.
And you mentioned this Tidehunter Black building it towards that Meteor Hammer. Already has the Perseverance. We'll get that Meteor Hammer probably somewhere around minute 8, and we'll start harassing and dominating that PA outside of the lane.
Yeah, usually what we see is you get the bot tower down, you rotate mid, get the mid tower down, and you're a Tidehunter, you don't really want to fight into Tidehunter. Oh my god, you have to be so careful, you have no boots!
KSH is alone. There's no TP coming in from the support. KSH, 1 more anchor smash away. Phoenix
the
coming
fire
through.
spread.
Can they gonna do? Yes, Gush coming through, and will be a kill for 11. Now a TP coming in from Young PH, but 1 is getting popped. You have the damage. No Ravage. Young PH got his Vortex back in, and it will get a traded kill. But Regen will get popped, and Young PH will be able to rotate back mid, but still, if you're 11, I think you forgot the Meteor Hammer minute 6.
And 6, that means he comes back to the lane. There's going to be a lot of kill for two with the Ravage. Oh, he actually wants to steal the XP rune on Storm. Very, very smart rotation. That could bring them right back into the game if they get both of these XP runes.
Ace.
Oh, Ace, he's full mana Storm. Maybe he didn't see the XP rune.
Has to disengage.
Okay.
We'll have to give up the rune, but no, Tidehunter is TPing. They have the Meteor Hammer. Young PH still has full mana. Meteor Hammer from the low ground forces Young PH stun. He can zip away. It's fine.
They tried, but SD on the other side actually stole their Wisdom rune, so they didn't even make up any ground.
Look at Sanctity almost getting the catch. Ooh, Young PH, very good awareness, zipping all the way away, but there's so much time. Yeah, you get the experience, but now what?
Now what indeed? Zoran is basically on Lost Island 2. They cannot contest bot lane unless Storm is there with like a lot of mana. But of course he just used all of his mana to disengage, so he will have to go back to base. That means Tidehunter will be pretty much uncontested from now on.
Meteor Hammer coming in, Zoran, very nice slithering gaze to stop that Meteor Hammer from dealing additional pressure onto the bot lane. But look so far, top 3 net worth, Gyrocopter 4K, followed swiftly, just 400 behind by the Pangolier and the Tidehunter, and this Darkseer is below the Vengeful Spirit net worth.
Yep, and Clockwork is not long for this world. That's a lot of damage with that Wave of Terror, of course, and the Orb of Corrosion. It's a lot of minus armor. Young PH gets the shield rune, has his Falcon Blade up as well. He's decently far, but not really where you want to be at this point. Of course, as you said, Darkseer being behind the Venge is just, he feels miserable.
Yeah, and obviously Clockwork, traditionally one of the more tanky position for support, just getting bursted right there from the Vengeful Spirit, Swashbuckle combination coming in from the Pango. Absolutely incredible domination. 7-1, we have the Brazil already happening at minute 8 Black. And the Meteor Hammer gonna keep doing their job. Ravage in play now as well, and look at Ace. Ace is level 5 on a Phoenix.
Yep, very close to level 6, higher level than the Darkseer even. And once Phoenix is level 6, even if they bring like 3-4 heroes, it could just be turnaround. Ravage, Egg, they can deal a massive amount of damage.
Sanctity.
Clockwork smoked up mid lane, very interesting. Very hard to kill this Pangolier at this
But look
point.
at the Venge. SC will pursue. There will be a charge bounty rune and will get jumped in. SC going down, low HP. Skillet with just a couple of right clicks. Young PH will Vortex. SC trying to pop the one, no rotation. It will be a kill going in the favor of the mid laner from Myanmar. Very needed indeed.
Yeah, these small kills is...
But 43, Swashbuckle, Sanctity. Young PH doesn't have enough mana, only 181. Can you dodge away? Nice dodge. Beautiful! Both Homite Missile and Roll will get expanded. Still down to low HP and mana. Skillet, can you serve your Storm? Yes, you can. No! A mistake from the Cox, but will get away.
Very close indeed. Now Skillet is in trouble. No rocket on him, but he can slow down. Should be another very easy kill for Sanctity. Every kill for Sanctity brings him so much closer to the Diffuser Blade, which of course, as a Storm Spirit, you hate playing against. 11, here's a Ravage.
Yeah, I think it's fine. This is a Tidehunter, double Lotus, Ravage in hand. You're not bringing him down without at least one more teammate.
I'm kind of hoping for a support or maybe even a core to come down there. Ravage him, Meteor Hammer him, just get the PA kill. You always want to be able to use the Ravage of cooldown if possible.
And I think that's what to happen. Black Arcane Room in the bottle for Sanctity. No roll, but still only 35 seconds away. This Pangolier ultimate, not the longest cooldown in the game, and will already jump in. Phoenix gets initiated.
Yes,
yeah, he does. Zoran down to half HP. KSH, can he escape? Trying to go up the high ground, will not get stunned, will jump away to Young PH, but Sanctity keeps on pursuing. Arcane Room still in play. Tidehunter rotating, but Skillet does so as well. And it's a 1-for-none trade.
Oh!
KSH gets sniped down by the Pangolier.
On the very edge of it too, very well played.
Where's the vision coming from right there? I think it was just pure instinct.
Yep. He saw him for a little while, and it was like, I guess he's here. Well, he was. Easy kill. This should be the Diffuser Blade almost complete on the Pangolier, who's now sitting at the top net worth, even above the free farm Gyrocopter.
7,000 gold lead Black, and I don't even want to take a look at the XP chart because these supports and the Darkseer of the Radiant are so far on their level.
Wow, Skillet is not even 6 yet. Wow.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough comeback roll, because we said they're quite reliant on doing well in the lane to be able to find those pick-off items. Well, Mongolia said we're having none of that. Screw your lanes. We are not going to get into that sort of game at all.
Both the supports of the Mongolian Star Black have dealt more damage than the opponent highest damage dealer in the form of the Storm Spirit. And now we see 4-2-3. We'll also see the power of 11 starting to farm those jungle creeps, those stacks. And their farm is about to go even more ballistic than it has thus far.
Yeah, and they're still trying to get even just level 6 on the clock. He will get it now.
Oh, swap in? No. He got level 6 at least. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, he gets the kill.
But you just see like his HP pool. I'm really afraid he's going to hook onto someone. He's just going to die instantly.
Diffusal Orb of Corrosion Wand bottle already for this Pangolier. 6k net worth, keeping up to the farm of the Gyrocopter. Sanctity is having the game of his lifetime on this mid-hero.
Yeah, he found very successful rotations early on. Shoti, he's trying his best to get back into the game, but as you said, and the Phoenix is just 400 net worth behind him. He's not really getting into any aura items quickly enough. Tidehunter is probably already working on his pipe. When that is online, I don't know who even deals enough damage. Like, PA won't be able to fight for the longest time.
8 runes coming in from the side of Mongolia.
Oh, Zorain.
That's a dead leech. No ultimate. Meteor Hammer gonna come in exactly like you predicted, Black. Get the T1, come mid, get the T1 mid. No Ravage still used. This is completely domination for Mongolia. Have initiation up top. Fall down coming in, wall.
Gyro so tanky.
The world gets spots killer. You can't kill the egg. What are you gonna do? You're just gonna die as 4-2-3 right clicks away. Ace is gonna come back and SE on the prowl. Look at Young PH trying to run away. No mana, no HP. He cannot TP away. And it will be another kill coming from SE with the wave onto Shoti and Sanctity. Double damage show. This is unbelievable. 14 to 9k gold in minute 9.
Yep, and Storm Spirit doesn't have a TP. He TP'd up there. He's kind of stuck there. Might be able to teleport down there with the portal maybe, but he feels really like he's in no man's land right now. Sanctity, of course, almost level 12 on his Pangolier, having, as you said, a game of his life. 10k lead in just 13 minutes. Usually we classify Dota as a stomp when you're 1k GPM ahead of compared to the time.
Yep.
So 3k more lead, and suddenly this game is considered a very bad stomp.
14-12. And none of the dire side core seem to be stopping anytime soon, and supports as well. Look at the Venge and Zorain.
Half HP.
Zorain tries to pull the creeps away. Diffusal will come in. He's gonna jump in. Nice attempt from Zorain. Will buy some time. Wave of Terror coming in.
Oh,
Swashbuckler
miss.
misses, and Zorain gets away scot-free.
Nice sidestep. But again, you're not really gaining. You're just not really letting them gain more, which I guess is a win. But you really want to gain something yourself.
Yeah, you're stalling at this point, and when you're so far behind, stalling, it doesn't really go in your favor because you don't have the late game as this Gyrocopter Black. Aghanim Scepter completed.
Yep, just minute 14 into the game. We already spoke many times. Oh, he's also got a triple Ancient stack waiting for him and a triple Hardcam stack. All right, give me all that money. 9k net worth after this one.
Absolutely. This Gyrocopter is going to hit like an absolute tank. Almost level 12 as well. We'll get it in just a couple more creep waves. The Storm Spirit finally gets back to base. To regen up, get the mana and HP going in. Sanctity, nice attempt. Shoti gonna surge away. Swap coming in. No stun. Finally, missile coming in. Sanctity gonna roll over. Shoti, does he have another surge? Only 1 point. Miss claw hook. Vacuum on nothing. And the wall will get expended.
They're even afraid to jump the Vengeful Spirit because they know Tidehunter's there. They just do not have the damage up around. Sanctity again.
Skilly gonna get Wave of Terror. Swashbuckle and goes bish bash bosh. Clock, you're out. 11 will keep on pushing down mid. The Ravage was expended, by the way, Black, in the earlier team fight when he was pursuing the opponent's Storm Spirit alone in the dire lane.
All right, he tried to get the solo kill on the Storm there, which is why he said you blew it. 11k, it just keeps on building, keeps on building. When the pipe is completed on Tidehunter, I'm expecting them to go Roche and really just try to pretty much end the game from there.
What do you expect here from the, oh my god, it's a 4-staff completed on the Vengeful Spirit and the Spirit Vessel on the Phoenix so early in the game. And I was just about to ask, what do you think the next item will be here for the Pango? We've seen a lot of questionable and interesting builds on Pango this tournament, such as Satanic second item, which is something I wouldn't want to see right now.
Yeah, it's usually a Satanic you would build against like a Bloodseeker as like a chance. Oh, I mean, Young PH has to be a bit careful. You don't want to play with fire for too long. Steps out, probably going to farm his camp again. Doesn't even feel comfortable to do that.
You're risky, you've got no vision, you don't know if the opponent's TP'd into you. We'll try to crit skip the wave and we'll manage to do so. No fortify, or maybe, no, just a TP coming in.
TPing. He doesn't have much mana.
Citro has some bot. No, that's enough. Can ignore enough works. Roll coming in! Young PH, gonna get stunned. And he's dead for the world. Sanctity with a late rotate, full confidence, didn't even fortify the creep wave.
Yeah, well, we did say it was going to be very cocky what he's about to do. Gets punished for it. Doesn't have a TP to TP out now either. PA at least is getting a little bit of farm, just finish the Battle Fury, but PA is not a hero that can really 1v5 a game like this.
Especially not when you're so far behind, like you said. Sanctity already in the
Smoked
smoke.
up again. Wow, they're really just popping smoke after smoke. Actually reveals the enemies.
Sanctity sending Zorain, turning him into water drops right now. And look at 4-2-3. Crystallis already on top of the Ags.
Yeah, this is usually where we see the next item Satanic.
11 in between 3 opponents, gonna gush in, just gonna tank everything.
He has a pipe.
You can't do anything to this Tidehunter.
He already has a pipe completed level 4 on the Kraken Shell. Yeah, they're all like, oh wow, okay, we're gonna leave this tower. Thank you, sir.
This is
no business with you today.
Yeah, the entire side of Mongolia is so beefy. Tier 2 will get fortified, but will get lost. Another 20 seconds being bought right here for the side of Myanmar, and I don't know what the response is, Black. Are you going to try to maybe contest the Roche? Because we know the Roche is coming right after this T2.
It's going to be so difficult. Where's the damage going to come from? They don't have any damage items right now with the pipe already online. Like, PA does not deal nearly enough physical damage to shoot through them.
Yeah.
And right now, this meta is very tank heavy. Like, every hero that feels so tanky if you fall behind, so comebacks are very, very difficult. You see that, he's just running in. He doesn't care.
Phantom Assassin will try to jump out.
Almost
KSH
out of
gonna
mana.
go. Nice attempt. Sanctity will go around the steps. Will try to catch KSH again. Jump in 2 seconds from the Phantom Assassin. Gets flush shielded. Slow coming in. A bit of a stop for Sanctity. Beautiful down. Can KSH jump out? Spirit Vessel coming in. Ace will pursue. Vengeful Spirit, and the carry is done. Zorain gets taken out. And what an amazing angle to catch that Phantom Assassin in with a roll.
Yeah, usually you would say, what is the Pango doing when he does a little bounce, bounce, bounce there, but he knew exactly what he was doing. Catches the PA wonderfully. He's trying to build an Orchid on Storm Spirit, which is a pick-off item, but I'm so afraid because at some point, they're not going to be...
You see? In the fog of war, there's
Might get a stun on him.
4 dire heroes right now.
They know what he's doing.
They have a word. Oh, young PH already on the low ground in the mines. This is not a good sign. SE, Sanctity, everybody's there. Young PH gets stunned, swashbuckle, and he's
What
dead.
is this damage?
Mega kill from the Phoenix. Unbelievable. It will be an axe build coming in from the Pangolier.
Yeah, and again, this is all without the gyrocopter. He's been farming. His Satanic shouldn't be too far away. Probably halfway there already.
Black, it's 20-2. We are 3 kills away from having the funny number on our screens.
Yeah. Lots of big numbers coming out today already.
Pipe completed finally on this Darkseer, but for that he needed to disassemble his Vanguard.
Yeah. Which is decently common nowadays. You kind of want to build to the heart later, but yeah, like Shoti does not feel very happy with the current state of the game.
Below the Phoenix net worth, by the way.
Yeah. I'm expecting here probably just build into a Death. He really needs a BKB, but you need the damage.
Yeah, you need damage. Absolutely. If you build that BKB, you're going to stay alive for 2 more seconds than your teammates. You're going to get kited and killed. You need to jump in and blow up this Phoenix before he pops the egg, and then try to get the kill onto Vengeful Spirit, and then somehow run away.
Yeah, but it's always spoken about. It's so difficult when you play against Venge, right?
Oh.
You get this initiation on the Phoenix, you just get swapped out, suddenly gets the egg off anyway. And he has Orchid now. Orchid is a good way to deal with the Phoenix, of course, until he gets his Lotus Orb.
Already blink on the Tidehunter Axe. The Axe I was mentioning on the Pangolier has also been completed, and the Shadow Blink already starting the build towards that Silver Edge. It might be now or never. If the Gyro gets his hands on the Silver Edge, this game might just be it. 16k down.
Yeah, looking at a Phoenix potentially. I don't know if they saw the Orchid already on the Storm, whether he's shown on the lane or not, but
I don't think he did. I mean,
well,
he
now
did
he
now.
did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lotus going on the favorite drugs here, and will be a level 2 wall of replica coming in from him, so maybe getting the gyrocopter without the BKB in the wall and use him to deal more damage to his own teammates.
Yeah, could be a decent way to maybe get back into the game. Pangolier's next item should probably just be the Manta style, just to get rid of the silence of the Orchid. But here's the road. Or Silver Edge before Satanic, so he's going full offense actually. They can be a bit risky. If he has a Satanic, I would say he's pretty much unkillable. Now he's just more like, well, I can't die if you're dead.
And there's also Phoenix, 1 ultimate orb in the backpack, Mystic Staff and Mana Void Stone away from the Hex. Will both TP to defend the tier 2. Everybody will TP to the tier 2 tower actually. I see, pursues Wave of Terror, Skille has to run away, still being spotted under the Observer Ward. Will get caught in the backline. Sanctity catches young PH down to have mana. Cogs, this is not what you want to do. Storm Spirit will try to run away and take the good gate, but Sanctity is over the backline. Ooh. Skille will try to TP away. Nice swap coming in, and the Clockwork will go down, but the Storm Spirit managed to get away with his life.
Yeah, easy peasy kill there. Still worth it, still cost him a lot of time on the Mongolia side, but again, the build is just increasing and increasing. Now they have that Aegis, now there's no incentive to split off anymore. So now you have this Orchid, but the enemy is grouped up together.
And it will be the BKB on the side of the Phantom Assassin, but
Okay. I mean, you can understand why he did it, but it just doesn't feel like it's going to be enough.
Sanctity, 16,000 damage dealt on this Pangolier, showing us that this hero is never actually nerfed. KSH a bit too confident with that BKB. You can still go down.
Yeah, especially in Silver Edge. If that break goes off pre-BKB, and then you're still broken, even doing your BKB, and Gyrocopter does a ton of damage right now.
Yeah, it was more of an attempt to kill the creep wave so they can't take your tier 2 tower. But if you're Mongolia here, you're happy with the triangle, you're happy to go get the Tormentor of the opponents, get another Axe Shards for one of your supports, and it's already a Plate Mail on the Sanctity Pangolier. PA already, double damage in the bottle.
Interesting, it's actually going Lotus Orb over the Mantis Star, which would be the traditional answer nowadays, because you're, of course, a universal hero to amp up your right-click damage. But Lotus Orb I also like a lot. You can help your teammates with it. Very good choice as well. Easy tower.
This Tide Hunter is also probably starting to build towards what I would expect to be a Shiva's Guard or maybe even an Assault Cuirass.
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't want to buy the shard himself. He wants to get it from a Tormentor. But as you said, that shard is very, very impactful against a hero like Storm Spirit.
Okay, it will go to the side of the Vengeful Spirit, but also very strong stun. Obviously, the stun missile jumps into a second target, prioritizing heroes, and it doesn't matter. They're going to be knocking down at your door, and you don't have a Fortify.
That DD Pangolier, being a universal hero, obviously hits really damn hard.
Phantom Assassin tries to trade a tier 1 tower across the map. Wall will come in. Vacuum from Shotiai, and 423 does go quite low, but still has the Aegis for 3.5 minutes.
This is the problem when you don't have Titanic. Pushing high ground is actually a lot harder. You could just heal up in the next creep wave now, but now it doesn't really have that option, so we're just going to be seeing Meteor Hammers. Here we go. Bam. Another 400 damage into the tube. 18k lead though. We're just getting more and more and more.
Level 12 on this Vengeful Spirit, the swap range is considerably increased and will build towards that. Aghanims on the Vengeful Spirit, obviously if she dies, she's still alive in spirit form.
Which for some reason is stronger than her actual form. Yeah. Never understood that lore.
Higher range, and now a bit of the Phoenix to heal, a Sal for the Gyro, will get the kill, and yet another Aghanim Shard going for the Phoenix.
I feel like they really wanted to have this one on the Tide Hunter perhaps, but of course Tide Hunter didn't end up getting it. If it was him, I would just purchase it myself, to be honest. I don't want to wait for 10 minutes. Like the anchor is just so impactful against the PA as well. Yeah,
PA, Storm, although the Phantom Assassin does have a BKB, but the anchor just drags it alongside her. The Storm Spirit finished a Kaya, completed it after the Orchid. And the Phantom Assassin has slowly been making her way up the network charts.
Yeah, we said it's a hero that can definitely start taking over at some point, but she's nowhere near there, and they're all itemizing against her with a lot of additional armor, for your teammates as well.
Gyro
goes next.
Smoke behind the Gyro, 1 minute and 10 seconds on the Aegis. Will take down the final outer tower of Team Myanmar, and we're now gonna start knocking at the top, tier 3 again. Will go down, still no 45. Storm jumping in, trying to pop the Aegis, but maybe a bit too late. Young PH, no more mana. The wall was invested.
Very interesting. The Aegis is still there for a minute. Even if they kill him here, it wouldn't really matter too much.
Okay,
but they're definitely feeling the pressure though, right?
Okay, nice vacuum back into the wall. Gyro will deal some damage to himself, but look at the flat cannon damage. Will pop the Aegis finally. Young PH, no more mana, will have to go back to base. Half HP on the melee racks, and let's see if Mongolia wants to reset.
Nice Meteor Hammer on both racks again. Gyrocopter feels very confident. Of course, he has a swap behind him. He has a Sunray behind him. A Ravage. Like, there's a lot of spells to back him up. But doesn't quite feel up to the task, though.
But they will give them the respect that is needed right now. You are one map down in this grand final. You don't want to lose on the back end of an overcommit, and will go down to complete what I suspect to be an either Satanic or BKB on the Gyro. Never jump in from Young PH, just poking and prodding Sanctity's Pangolier. Nothing will happen exactly. But this Phantom Assassin, she's starting to catch up, Black.
Starting to catch up, but as I already said, they are pre-countering her, of course expecting that she will be the biggest threat in the late game, which is true, but there can be the stage, like if this game goes on for another 10-15 minutes, Storm will get into his Aghanim Scepter, maybe even Refresher, get that Black Hole capability, but your Rex is being knocked down.
Yeah, these racks will collapse, range falls down, Young PH will dodge the missile, but it will be the melee racks going in the favor of Team Mongolia. Minute 26, this Darkseer is officially lower net worth than the supports on the sides of the Dire, and this is going to be a very, very rough combo wombo to hit when your Darkseer doesn't even have max backing yet.
Yeah, there is a butterfly completed on Gyrocopter, so truth be told, the Darkseer illusion will deal a lot of damage, but that's pretty much the best damage source you have right now.
Jumping in, they're going to try twice. Young BH jumping in, KSX, stun, back, wall, leech, hook, coming in. They're going down, but it's the Phoenix with the heal, and the Gyrocopter, 4-2-3, finally gets swapped out, clock goes down. Young BH going to jump back in, but still Gyro still alive. Can he kill him? Yes, they can. No more mana. Gonna now pursue the Storm Spirit, and he goes down. Double kill. Also die back. KSH, no more BKB in Sanctity. Still wants to take the fight.
There was PA without Desolator. If she had a Desolator there, they would have died even quicker. So, as you can see, there is a lot of damage potential coming out. And honestly, when you're this far behind, you can probably consider this a win. A lot of net worth infusion into the PA. Desolator completed now. If she gets into the Aghanim Scepter, she'll be a very, very big threat.
Great fight coming in right now. I don't know quite sure what the Tidehunter anchor was used on, because obviously both the Storm and the Phantom Assassin jumped in and out quite a lot. Maybe on the first life of the Storm Spirit.
Potentially, yeah, but it's a very strong tool to deal with, of course, but you already saw the PA shard. He actually bought the shard before the Desolator just to be able to deal an additional amount of damage, and I think it was very much needed, because without that shard, Tidehunter there would not have died.
Finally, Darkseer also hitting that level 14. He was 11 before the team fight, so he hit the vacuum of 3 points in. Will now have a blink, so their team fight is going to be even stronger. But SE, Skill A will have to hookshot away. Very nice Zorin in position to allow the Clockwork to get out. And it's a Solar Crest Clockwork that helps that Phantom Assassin deal more damage to the focus target.
Yeah, I like the support itemization. It's just they're so far behind at this point, and I don't know what Mongolia wants to do, whether they want to press the issue more or wait for the next Roshan. I think waiting for the next Roshan makes a lot of sense. Can spawn in 30 seconds. I'm very surprised by the item choices of 4-3, to be honest, in the grand final. Like, in the first game, he chose not to build the BKB early on. Now he chooses not to build the Satanic.
And also no BKB.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, because it's very risky, and if you lose this game, this could be one of the reasons why.
Yeah, now this Pangolier will have the Blink Dagger, as we are now looking at 29-minute. Well, Roche could respawn in about 10 seconds, and Myanmar is aware. They're going to maybe try to take the gate up top to check, but Roche, we will find out in 3 seconds. SC is very well aware of the timing.
50 seconds.
And it's 30 seconds, Roche. Ooh, Ravage still not off cooldown, but the Phoenix Egg is, so the Ravage will have another 10-15 seconds until Mongolia will have all of their big teamfight ultimates. If you're Myanmar, are you taking the gate or are you just giving them the Roche?
I think there's no way you can fight this. You can potentially fight it if it goes down to your side and you're already prepared, and Mongolia has to set up for it, but I think they're just camping in the pit, waiting it out. 10 seconds, they're actually dipping down there now. Oh, such bad timing.
They were expecting the Roche to go down at minute 30, so that's in another 40 seconds. You got to push the lane back. You don't want to be risking it, anything. But Young PH, are they going to check the cliff? Silver Edge, Smoke is going to get popped instantly. Is anyone aware? 11. Ace, Wave of Terror, Young PH, going to be swapped out, going to dodge the nades. Very nice, very nice. Young PH doesn't have enough mana. Will TP away, miss out too late. No bash from Sanctity, there's no Skull Basher. And that's going to be a great smoke being popped. But now, you've got your Darkseer up top, your PA down mid, and your Storm Spirit in base. You just lost Roche.
Yeah, it's going to come down in about 5 seconds. And when it happens, of course, now Mongolia is fully set up. It's going to be an Aegis cheese, so it's 2 additional lives rather than 1. He's now finally building into that Satanic, about 1,800 gold away from it. We'll see how they feel. Maybe he feels like he needs it in order to go high ground. Maybe they're just going to be really aggressive and go to the high ground without it. Should be quick Roche, so much minus armor, no problem.
Wave of Terror, Solar Crest, I think, but even without that, this Roche has no chance. It will get taken away. That means we will be looking at another 38 to 41 minute respawn time for the next Roche, and the Satanic is 1,500 gold away for the Gyrocopter.
Yep, Hex completed, or actually not completed.
Yeah, it's done. It's flying in.
Now it's flying in, yeah.
Yep.
So he's now obviously a very, very big threat to anybody.
And Axe on the Vengeful completed as well, flying in the Courier. Oh, they've got everything they need, other than the Gyro Satanic, but the Satanic will come in after the Aegis will expire.
Yeah.
So this is about to be a very dangerous Mongolian squad knocking at your door.
And what can you do? Can you kill the Gyrocopter 2 times? There's a swap available. So many utility items just flew in as well, as you said. If Storm Spirit zips in and he's quick on the fingers with that Hex, you are dead.
Wall of Replica coming in already to buy more time. We will just wait for the wall to expire, and then you don't have one of your big teamfight ultimates.
Nice placement, though. But very, very nice.
Yeah, and KSH will manage to get a tier 2 up top for this Phantom Assassin with her Desolator, but they're just moving mid.
Yeah, there's still a creeper from the bottom, of course. There's no glyph available just yet. Another base tower down, knocking on the Rex, and they're not feeling comfortable to fight, because truth be told, they can't.
Swap coming out, skill leg, get taken out, but no, Storm Spirit jumping in the backline. SC, very, very low HP, and will pop. This is an Axe Vengeful Spirit, double damage, no. It's only a BKB Phantom Assassin trying to get some kills, but she gets swapped out like that. Sanctity does so much damage, no more BKB on the PA, and the Gyrocopter Flat Cannon coming in, gets the kill to skill A. And now the backdoor protection gotta slow down the push.
Satanic delivered as well.
Gotta swap it in, still has an Aegis for 3.5 minutes, just gonna stand his high ground, but there is no creeps, still quite far away on the mid lane.
They can't defend this Rex. They blew everything already. BKBs are used, they can't fight. They still have the Ravage, they didn't use anything.
Yeah, you just lost your Vengeful Spirit, but
she's gonna teleport here anyway. In 20 seconds, she just respawns at the Illusion's position.
The Illusion did die. The Illusion was also destroyed.
No, it's still right there.
Oh, no, it did. Oh.
Yep. No problem at all for them to be 5 together again.
Oh, nice Midjoy Hammer. Vacuum coming in too late. Oh, nice Storm Spirit back.
Look at the axe!
But it's turning around. Ravage coming in. KSH, no BKB. Still gets the double. Sanctity runs away, but the Gyrocopter is away. Turns around. Flat Cannon. Everybody solo. Double buyback for the Radiant. Can Zay lane, stay lane. No.
You get the kill on Sanctity as well. That was a massive hold, honestly. They had a buyback, I think, on the Venge. But that Storm... Well, he just purchased it. I didn't even know he purchased the axe, and neither did Mongolia, apparently. He got 5 in the Vortex.
Absolutely incredible. Black hole-like Vortex axe coming in from the Storm, but that was a triple buyback for the side of Myanmar.
Yep, a very expensive hold. The gold lead actually increased rather than decreased, and they didn't lose the Gyrocopter a single time. So they're just going to wait for the teammates, go right back at it again.
And you will have the Ravage just before the Aegis expires, so if you want, you can wait. But no, KSH going on high ground, gets spotted, will have to jump away. SC, swap, KSH now back to high ground. Sanctity, hook missed, BKB being popped, turns around. Oh, nice jumping from
nice
right back
cross.
And they're down! Still SC in the right position, no more BKB, but KSH just pops him off the way. 4-2-3 turns around, Flat Cannon, but this Vengeful Spirit is not locked for the world. Can 4-2-3 disengage? There's no Ravage on 11.
3-5 at this point, Sanctity is dead.
They've got Vision, Ogre Seal Totem. 4-2-3 killing his own Illusion. KSH gets kited, but will pop this Phoenix as there's no egg. There's no egg. There's no support. There's no mid. And there's no Gyrocopter at this rate. Jumps in. Orchid.
Satanic pop.
Vortex. Satanic doesn't do anything. Vacuum out. Cogs, and he's alone.
He's healing, but it's not enough. Oh, the evasion. Oh my god. 15k gold lead now, 10k down again.
Ooh, Arcane Rune for the Storm Spirit Black. This is a huge turnaround. No ultimates for another 30-40 seconds and no buyback on the Gyrocopter.
Oh my god, you have to be so careful now. This is what we spoke about with the PA. Almost has the MKB ready now. This Gyrocopter will be free food for her as well. So much damage now coming out of her. Oh, Mongolia right now has to be shaking a little bit.
Despite being 18 kills up and 14k net worth, now this Phantom Assassin has finally caught up into the hero damage department and she's looking fierce.
MKB is done.
Wow.
Nobody will be able to withstand her damage output now. And you saw, every time she gets a kill with that Aghanim Scepter, of course, her Blink Strike is reset, her Shard is reset, the Fan of Knives. It just deals so much damage. You get kill after kill after kill and just keep snowballing it. We did say initially, PA has the potential to do this, but it was only on the back of this 5-man Vortex. That can never happen. The AoE is so small. It's like smaller than a black hole, basically.
Will now try to take the Tormentor for themselves. The second one will go in the first shot. Going very low. No! Phantom Assassin! You killed 2 of your heroes. They've got no buyback.
The crit was a little bit unlucky, but you usually don't see teams die to shards anymore at this rate.
And they tip each other. If you're Mongolia, you're enjoying this. Obviously, Myanmar having a bit of fun right now, but this is 1 minute without 2 of your huge team fight heroes.
And I don't think they noticed. Did they buy back in the previous fight?
Yes, they did.
Or both of them did. Okay, so I know they have no buybacks. They're just going to go for the Rex, and it's Mega Creeps.
This is going to be a 3 versus 5 hold attempt, but there is a Ravage, there is an Egg, there's a cooldown, and a Rolling Thunder.
PA and Storm, though, they did it before, but now they know about this Aghanim Scepter and Storm. Of course, they're not going to get caught by it again.
Jumping in, gonna try to kill the creep wave, and
the flag creep survives thanks to the magic resistance.
Oh, there will be no more backdoor, and we'll start knocking at the tier 3 door bottom. 4-2-3 will get slowed by the Stifling Dagger. PA almost level 25. 20 seconds. Do you have enough time? 4-3 will try his best. The range lock melts. The
Cliff is
melee
up.
was-
Cliff just came off cooldown. It's 8 seconds additional.
They're gonna buy enough time, and I think 4-3 will go back.
Oh, he has to be scared at this point.
He's so greedy though. They don't want to go back. They have 5 seconds. 4-3, rolling thunder fake, jumping,
Hey!
Ravage, egg, turn around, SC goes down, skill lane, no buyback, KSH 1v5, no more BKB, no more life, no more Phantom Assassin.
No more
Phantom
buyback as
Ball,
well.
Still going, but Soren goes out, no Chain Frost, enough damage, and we are looking at Mega Trips and potentially game for Mongolia that just shows up in this grand finals.
GG, very, very valiant effort from Team Myanmar. They made it look very close. I'm going to tell you, Mongolia there, they were scared, man. KSH got like 4 or 5 kills there. Very well done to recover from that pretty rough situation, I'd say, for Mongolia. But you can just see in Myanmar, they're never out of the game. They're scary. They're very hungry. Down 1-1 now. First pick, however, goes to Myanmar. First pick has, I think, just about 80% win rate in this tournament. What can they figure out to redeem with first pick? Because it seems like neither of these teams can so far.
Yeah, there was that Phantom Assassin attempt on the back of the beautiful Vortex from the Storm Spirit, but when you are 20,000 K gold behind, it's almost impossible. And there was an attempt there, and they almost did it black. But then the Tormentor working in the favor of Mongolia.
I have never seen it at a pro level. I've never seen it. It was pretty unlucky that the last hit, of course, was a crit, and the whole damage gets reflected, not just the amount that's needed to kill. 2.4K crit, bam! His teammates just
disappeared.
died. Yeah. They weren't there anymore. Never seen a game end like this.
Unbelievable right there, and so much confidence on the 4-2-3 gyrocopter, despite only 4 seconds away from the Dark Seer respawning and had a blink. 4-2-3 being bursted a lot, but Black, I gotta mention it. I've been highlighting SC all tournament. That swap out when the gyro was down to 300 HP, what a turnaround.
Yeah, that's why they picked the Venge. Of course, both heroes also get 50% damage reduction during that time. Storm actually pursued the gyrocopter, but he got Satanic off, back to full HP. Then TA without BKB. It's just not the same hero. You get control, there's a rocket on you, they have all sorts of disables to deal with you. It was unfortunate, but as I said, valiant effort. Definitely made it work for it.
And that Storm Spirit pick, other than a few, obviously, late game Vortexes for the Axe Shard, do you really feel like it had the impact that Myanmar wanted to?
They were looking at much stronger lanes. I think they expected Storm to snowball much harder. Certainly didn't do that. Itemization wasn't the greatest either, but yeah, I think he tried his best.
Well, let's take a quick look at the MVP for that Game 2 of the Grand Finals. And it will be none other than the formidable Sanctity Pangolier that not only dealt very well in the lane, but then dominated throughout that mid-game with that combination of SC's Vengeful Spirit, the Wave of Terror, just killing everybody left, right, and center in just a swashbuckle.
Yep, I really like this itemization as well, going to the Lotus Orb instead of the Manta Style, so he can help his teammates as well, especially the Phoenix, because he opted to go for that Hex. Very well played by him, and as I said, that's the kind of game that he wants. After being ganked so much in Game 1, you really need to sort of like recovery game, get the mental reset going. Now in Game 3, he's definitely going to be looking to be one of the scary sanctities again. Because sometimes he can be a little bit timid, but in this game he was absolutely amazing.
And it all comes down to back to a best of one Black. We've had these teams fight for months on end. Qualifiers, group stages, playoffs, lower bracket run for Mongolia, and now it's only a best of one that's keeping us away from being crowned champion in 2023.
Yeah, it would be a very, very strong run, of course, from Mongolia in the loser bracket if they can pull it off. But Myanmar also would be very similar, very dominant team, right? They didn't lose a single series. They're going all the way through the upper bracket against some of the tournament favorites even. They're looking strong, they're looking hungry, and even as you saw, if you're 25K gold down, you're not safe against this team.
Yeah, absolutely. Myanmar believing in themselves from the beginning till the very, very end. But we will be going on a short break. And when we're back right here in the Palace Amphitheater, we will bring you the final game of this World Esports Championships. Or we... And we are back with the Dota 2 Best of 3 Grand Finals. I am Waxen, joined by the legend himself, Black Dota, bringing you the third deciding map between these two titans. Mongolia, Myanmar, only one of them can be crowned the Iesf 2023 champions. Black, who do you think is going to be the Cinderella lower bracket story or the undefeated Myanmar?
I gotta admit, again, now Myanmar has a choice of first or second pick. They're definitely gonna choose first pick. Neither of these teams has found a good answer to first pick yet.
Yeah.
So this third game is gonna come down a lot to 4F, his strategizing, and his planning. And game one, they had a decent idea, but it was just too complicated to pull off. And truth be told, in a final like this, nerves are always part of it. Simplicity is king.
Simplicity is king, and they're going back to the very basics. If we can't beat it, let's just ban it. So that's what they did, Black. Faceless Void gets taken out, PA, Gyrocopter as well, and that will force both of these teams to go back to the supports that they're choosing. Grimstroke making an appearance for the first time in this grand final.
Yeah, very interested to see what they're going to pair it up with. Of course, there's your Doom. PA is usually the one that you would want to have, but of course, that one is banned out already. Phoenix, Mongolia staple here, so I think the opening actually goes to Mongolia for now, and I really like that Faceless Void ban, because again, if you didn't figure out what to do against it, just ban it, makes perfect sense. And they actually banned their own Gyrocopter too, even though they had first pick here on the Myanmar side.
And also now the Riki, which has been one of those cheesy picks that Mongolia likes to run down mid, but very interesting, Black. You said Myanmar chose, and they chose Dire's second pick instead of first pick.
Oh, they actually went with the second pick.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe not wanting to disclose what their draft will be until the very, very end, until they have the chance to see what Mongolia has.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they end up choosing, but yeah, for now, end up banning the Riki, as you said. Now they're going to take the sweet time to ban that last hero, of course. Then one more ban for Mongolia, and then we'll go from there.
Vengeful Spirit, Black, still in the pool, made her way in the second pick phase of both maps. She's still there.
Yeah, very interesting, because especially as he has been playing so amazingly well on it, you really want to give it to him again. But then again, can you afford to ban it? Because the other players have so many good heroes as well.
Yeah, like we even saw SC run that Batrider position 5 that we were expecting in game 1 and still didn't come through.
Yeah.
Obviously the Oracle, the Lich, both supports still in the pool for SC and for the side of Myanmar.
There's potential for Meepo as well. Of course, Mongolia already played that once. Grimstroke isn't the best hero against Meepo, not the worst.
Morphling gets taken out as well, and we're seeing a bit of a focus towards KSHA's pool, and it will be the Vengeful still making her way through as Myanmar goes for the Templar. Sanctity, one of his stable heroes, despite losing in the first game, still a real danger on that TA.
There's still the Pangolier though, of course, that he loves to play. Maybe Myanmar will take that away from him.
Ooh, I love this one, Black. It's the Beast Boy. The birds are flying, the birds are stunning, the birds are dealing damage, and Beastmaster makes his way alongside a Grimstroke.
I really like that. I mean, just for the combination, of course, but also they already showed the two supports.
Yep.
And Beastmaster, more likely than not, is just going to have a pretty damn good lane there. So, nice pick. Worked out in game 1 as well. He had a very rough lane, came back, just beat an Aura bot, and did very well in doing so.
We'll have to go for one more pair up here in Mongolia's draft so far. Looks very hard to read, Black. I mean, we know it's going to be a position 5, Vengeful, and position 4, Phoenix, but who do you want to pair them with? Like, you've had success with both of these heroes in the past, and you've got your hands on them. You must be feeling very confident because both of these work well with so many heroes in Dota.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the carry pool, to be honest.
Yep.
Bloodziger still left.
Sven?
Sven is left. Sven is very hard to pull off against Beastmaster though, so I think Bloodziger probably is the go-to option for you. But I think what they really want to do is secure that Pangolier next first.
Yeah, but does Myanmar wants to contest it? Can young PH run a Pangolier? And I think he definitely can. He's one of the more versatile players in the region, but also Black. Oracle, yep, coming in. We mentioned it during game 2, but one of the other heroes that has been played a lot by these two teams still in the pool is the Ember Spirit mid.
Ember Spirit is also an amazing hero. It's always a little bit tricky to play these mobility heroes against Grimstroke, of course. Because if you ever get close to one of your allies, you just get bound. Suddenly you can't do anything for like 8 seconds.
I was thinking on the side of Myanmar, actually, the Ember Spirit more than Mongolia here.
I would agree with that. They also have an Oracle now to
help him.
to root him, to also...
and it pairs up with the Grimstroke, they stun you, and then you do the complete opposite. You Remnant in with the Grimstroke in swell.
Yeah, one of the strongest combinations in Dota. But we, again, the carry pool is very, very, very narrow now, very limited. If they pick the Pangolier, that's an even bigger incentive for them to pick the Ember Spirit. So, do you want to do that? That's the real question. Phoenix, traditionally, Beastmaster is one of the best answers to it because you have that attack speed aura. Yeah, it's gonna... The next two picks are gonna decide a lot, so obviously they're taking their sweet time with it.
I don't know what the next pick will be here, Black, but I can tell you one thing here in Yash. Zeus is here as the rain has started. Shout out to everybody still tuning in for the Dota 2 Grand Finals. You are the all-hero. But speaking of Zeus, we got a different type of lightning, and it's going to be the Razor that Mongolia has been undefeated with thus far.
Razor, yep, one of the best heroes they've played with, and 423 also plays an amazing Razor. Even Sanctity plays a really good Razor middle. I'm pretty sure I've even seen him play it offlane before in another qualifier, so
absolutely
very versatile. Oh, we'll go with the Mars. Okay, so we have our offlane, most likely our carry as well. Razor is pretty good against Beastmaster and lane.
And I want to bring this up, Black. Both Myanmar in the first two games and Kyrgyzstan in the lower bracket final have banned the Mars in the last ban phase. So Mongolia this time realizing we can't leave the offlane for last. Let's just get it now, and we're going to have the Mars combo plus the Phoenix. That's going to be undeniable team fight.
Yeah, it's been one of the strongest combos since Mars came into the game pretty much. You just keep him in the arena, you protect the egg from range attacks. Nothing more you could ask for, really. It's a perfect combination, very strong lane as well.
Yeah, and you might have the attack speed to hit the egg, but if you can't reach the egg, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, so what carry looking for? Bloodseeker, potentially. Pretty good against Razor, you rupture him up, he doesn't really get that mobility. Okay, they prioritize the mid hero.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about all the benefits of the Ember Spirit, we predicted it, and it's still pretty good. Can get in and out of the arena, so it has that element of escape versus the Mars, unless the Mars just bursts you.
Yeah, which can definitely happen. But we have to say the amount of stuns is very limited on Mongolia right now. They're probably looking for a hero like Puck, something that can really keep someone in place and kill him. Pangolier is a decent option, but Ember Spirit as well as Oracle are pretty good against it, even Beastmaster as well. I mean, Grimstroke too, the entire draft is good against it, but that's the sort of hero that you need.
Yeah, Myanmar so far with a very pokey, proddy type lineup, jumping in, dealing damage, locking you down, getting the kill, getting out, resetting your cooldowns, and then jumping in once again. And that's why Mongolia realizes Slark would be a great addition to the Myanmar draft because it works in a similar manner, so they're going to take it out.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Again, Bloodseeker still in the pool, which would be pretty decent for them.
25 seconds extra for Myanmar's draft and over a minute and a half for Mongolia. Ferev thus far will not have the last pick, but Myanmar, when you only have 25 seconds, you can't really use them to your advantage. And the Bloodseeker
They banned the Bloodseeker, okay. So what other carries are there even in the pool? There's Terrorblade.
Juggernaut maybe, it likes spinning out of the Mars arena, very fast attack speed, can burst out maybe the Razor and the likes, adds a bit of addition in heal to the Oracle and sustain, gets the attack speed from Beastmaster. Not the most common hero this tournament or this patch, but we have seen him a few times, especially paired up with Grimstroke.
Yeah, could definitely work. A little bit out there, as you said, but what else is there? Drow Ranger is very strong.
Oh, I think a Drow Ranger here for Mongolia would absolutely annihilate the Myanmar draft. 15 seconds to decide what your ban will be.
They banned the
Puck,
Puck.
like you've predicted, yep.
That's really what they need. They need more lockdown.
And it will be the flex pick as well, I want to say, Black, for the Razor, like you mentioned, can go mid or even safe lane for Mongolia. So 3 seconds for Myanmar to bring out their final puzzle piece.
Huska is not banned.
Huskar Oracle, baby, I'm all for it. Do you want to go throw everything and the kitchen sink at the wall in this grand final? I don't know. It's quite a one and done.
It's quite out there, but even Huska for Mongolia against the Ember Spirit in mid lane, it would be a great addition. You build that Aggron Scepter, you have this nice stun.
It's the Phantom Lancer! Woohoo!
Okay, so they're going full late game here. It's a very good PL draft, but now, of course, they have this last pick to deal with. I hope they don't go Lash, because I always feel like Lash is such a... It's a good answer initially, but once you go like past minute 30, it just feels so bad for you.
So many of these supports heroes and utility heroes on the side of Myanmar like dealing with Lash quite well. It could still be a Razor mid, and maybe Sven still in the pool. I'm not saying this is a great Sven game, but we have seen Mongolia win with it, I think, twice this tournament.
Sven could work. Razor middle also is very good against Ember, so I'm expecting that. Honestly, even a Draw Ranger is not terrible.
Terrorblade's still in the pool. We have seen him played in the group stage, but all of the teams have stayed away from him since the group stage have finished.
What about a good old Meepo?
I was thinking about the Meepo, but you have the Grimstroke and the Beastmaster to kind of deal with that. At the same time, you get really much acceleration, and obviously building that Mega Meepo, you're a very tanky, beefy boy.
Well, he's talking to his carry player right now, so obviously they're thinking about picking the carry. What it's going to be.
40 seconds, and okay, they're still debating. I thought Forev was ready to pick it right there. Naga Siren still in the pool. One of the heroes that hasn't been most successful this tournament, but it's gonna be the Meepo!
Yep.
And the crowd goes wild for the Meepo, Black.
Yep. Usually when you discuss that long back and forth, I already saw it in his face. He was like, let me just talk to my carry boy real quick. Do you want to play Meepo? It's okay. But it wasn't a very confident Meepo pick.
Yeah, of course not. Like we mentioned, the Grimstroke, the Beastmaster can try to isolate down one of the heroes. But it's only going to be up to 4-3 to see how fast he can actually accelerate his farm to get into those items that make Meepo an unstoppable beast.
Yeah, very, very true. Thank you also for all the people in the crowd, of course, sitting there with their umbrellas. You are satisfying Zeus, so to say. The rain is calming down.
It's the Razor. It's the Razor.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Static Storm right now, just on top of the Palash Amphitheater. But we will be going in to this game number 3. And we've got, for Myanmar, Skillay on the Grimstroke, Beastmaster of the Show TI, Zorain on his famous Oracle, Young PH, Ember Spirit, and KSH on the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, then we have 4-3 on his signature Meepo, of course, 11 on the offlane Mars, Sanctity on his signature Razor, SE, one of the best Vengeful's in the business, and Ace again on the Phoenix. Truth be told, it looks like a decent PL game, but once Razor gets his Mjolnir, once Phoenix gets level 3 Egg, it's gonna be very, very tough for him to sustain himself in those team fights. There's gonna be so much AoE coming down, the recent illusion nerf, you take 150% of course from Mjolnir and Maelstrom. And we have to talk about Meepo, of course, one of the biggest PL counters in the entire game. Once you net it, can't doppelganger, he outpaces you. It's a very strong Meepo pick, and it's really up to the Beastmaster as well as the Grimstar to really control him.
And I agree with you, this Phantom Lancer wanting to go late game, and break the Phoenix Egg obviously can get juxtaposed outside of the Mars Arena, but at the same time, you can't do that. You can't dispel the Razor link.
That is right. If he ever finds you and he links the real one, you are in big, big trouble because the Razor will just chase you down. As I said, Mjolnir as well. All the illusions will die instantly. I like this draft, honestly, from Mongolia. They're going all out in their style, but so is Myanmar. It's really going to be a clash of different styles here. One team wants to go real late game. The other team wants to put on a lot of pressure.
And obviously, a bit of a macro coming in right now. The Meepo, the Phantom Lancer, and you're a macro man yourself. You know a little bit about illusions and sending them around the map, Black. It will be the Meepo versus the Phantom Lancer.
Yep, Phantom Lancer. Big nerf this patch. We'll see how he does here. Again, Meepo. I love playing Meepo. I love watching Meepo, especially with this Mega Meepo edition, the Aghanim Scepter. It's always very funny to see that guy just have like 6,000 HP, 50 armor. It's very silly for a Dota hero, to be honest, the concept, but they have a long way ahead of them, of course.
Yeah, very, very long way. And we are both expecting this to go quite late, Black. Is that fair to say?
I would say so, and even if it does go late, it's not a given that the PL will win, actually. Meepo, late game nowadays, is very strong. The Swift Blink alone with a level 25 talent that you get an additional Meepo basically just gives you a hero like 250 agi. That's absolutely insane.
So, Black, I'm going to put you on the spot, my friend. We've seen the draft. We know the 10 heroes. We know the 2 teams. Who is going to be crowned champion at the end of the next hour?
Well, I have to go to Mongolia because I shared waffles today with lunch, when we had lunch with 4F. So, all in for my Korean boy here.
Oh. All for going in Mongolia. Can they make the redemption arc? Lower bracket run, make it happen. Yash, Romania, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for the raid. Thank you, production. Let's get this game 3 underway. Woo!
Big smoke up here, but they're not going to find anyone. They might actually find the Beastmaster as well as the Grimsword. They're just there by themselves. Very unusual positioning, and they're waiting on the high ground. Ooh, this could be very sneaky.
Smoke will expire in just about 6 seconds. Sanctity on the Razor. And I also want to bring this to your attention, Black. Sanctity, not the traditional Mongolia Razor player. Usually it's 4-2-3.
Yeah, he has played it a ton in pubs though. Okay. I know that for sure.
You felt the pain.
Oh, he carried me once, yeah. I was very happy to have him on my team.
We already see 4-2-3 creating a path between the trees right now on the Dire side. Show TI spamming a bit of a voice line right now to get the crowd going. I don't think we need to, because the crowd here has been absolutely amazing all week, Black. Being here with us through sun, through rain. It doesn't matter if it's the sun ray, it doesn't matter if it's the Zor rain. It's been absolutely amazing, and we will see a bit of an interaction between Skill A and Absolute.
They do have a net possibility if he wants to skill it.
I don't think you want to fight Beast Grimstroke, I'm just saying.
Ow. It's going to be a lot of pain for the Phoenix.
He doesn't have to dive. Icarus dive off cooldown. The slow will come in, and Meepo will try to turn around. Skilly will try to run away, but Show TI will have access in just a few more seconds. Ace going down quite low. Will turn around, deal more chip damage to the Meepo, but both of the bottom lane Radiant heroes should be fine.
Actually, kind of, you don't want to have Earthbind in a laning phase. You really want to have the Geostrike to get additional healing from every hit and to be able to just lane better, but...
Razor linking up Ember Spirit up mid, and we talked about this. We know Young PH is so good on the Ember Spirit, but can he survive this Razor lane? Can he get any last hits?
It's a tough matchup, but Ember Spirit got buffed quite a bit, so it's not as bad as it used to be. Still a very tough lane, though, for the Ember Spirit, of course. Should be able to just free farm on the Razor.
Nice last hit coming in right now from Show TI's Axis. Will also disallow the Meepo to get the last hit on the range creep. And yet again, Black, if you mind telling everybody at home why getting the last hit range creep is so important early on in the game.
Yeah, it gives 50% more experience and gold than all the other midi creeps. Oh, wow, actually, Inkspell and midi. Very interesting ability this is there. But their range creep pushes the lane in and gives you the most experience and gold, so you want to always secure that as much as you possibly can. Usually it's also what you use your abilities for.
Yeah. As we see Young PH thus far, only one tango popped and one left. Will try to build towards that bottle. Sanctity will do the same on his Razor. And thus far, the Meepo is not doing great. It's not too hard versus that Beastmaster or Grimstroke down bottom.
Yeah. Neither has the Elder, they're sitting at the same CS right now.
True.
But Meepo is always this hero. Once you're level 4, that's really when you hit your power spike, which is why we most of the time see it in the mid lane, because you really need that level advantage.
Yeah, and it will be quite an interesting decision as we have Skill A. Gonna try to stop the Icarus mid-dive. Very nice attempt at 4-2-3 with a net. This allowing Skill A to keep on pursuing, and it's a skill matchup coming in right now.
Already nice spear.
And the first blood draw by 11, like you mentioned, Black. That spear coming in from plain view. They was not behind the trees, getting the stun. Very, very nice done by the Mars player.
Yep. And we said this lane is really strong. They actually switched up, as we've seen earlier. Phoenix is in the bot lane, and Venge went back top, just because Mars Venge is such a very, very good lane. Same thing as before. Wave of Terror, minus armor, God's Rebuke, ton of damage.
I think one of the first time these tournaments where we actually see the Phantom Lancer. It would be very interesting to see if this hero has a place in this grand final, as Ace will pursue Skill A. Skill A will pop the Inks well.
Skill A is dead?
I do think so, Black. You're correct. Meanwhile, up top, SC going down quite low. Can the Phantom Lancer pursue? But no! Zorain with a long range, secure of a kill.
Yeah, kill scene doesn't exist anymore. It's a myth, it's a legend. It's for salty players.
Meanwhile, Young PH down mid, still doing quite well versus Ember Spirit, versus the Razor, but it will be a wave going into the tower of Razor. Nice range creep deny coming in from Sanctity.
Yeah, about to link him up again. Phantom Lance is really struggling in terms of last hits, unfortunately for him.
If he gets these two range creeps, he will be quite happy. He gets one of them, and I think the second one should pretty much be in a good range as we are here down middle. Young PH will get harassed in our lane, 50, 60, ooh, so much damage being stolen. Essentially doubling Sanctity's damage right now. You don't want to go and contest any of those denies.
Is Skill dead again?
I think he killed the treads.
Phoenix deals a lot of damage. Blackernet also just came with the courier.
We'll keep on pursuing Skill A. Can Ace get this kill? Doesn't have Icarus dive, and I think the Grimstroke will be just fine.
Yeah.
But the courier,
oh no, that's a big one! Well, he is close to the shop at least, so it won't be the biggest walk, but yeah. Losing a courier, that never feels good. And we can kind of start seeing the lanes going a little bit of Mongolia's way.
exactly what you picked for. You've got the Mars, you've got the Razor, 2 lane dominators, and we're seeing that in full effect as this 11 God's Rebuke spam has been very, very difficult for KSH to deal with.
Yeah, it just keeps on happening. KSH, half HP, pretty much entire time. He actually gets speared up as well.
He's dead.
One more hit.
Can he get away? No more utility, no more wave.
No more heal though, so he can't actually last it.
Meanwhile, down mid, Link again will try to heal from Zorain as Razor is pursuing the Ember Spirit again. Won't be enough. Phoenix down low HP in bottom as we have a bit of a trade coming in next to the high ground. Bottom. 4-3. He might just be dead. Axis in 1 second, but no. Beautiful net coming in, and that's what happens.
Shoti might be dead instead.
Turn around, but no, 4-3 still going down. Can they trade? No, they cannot. Fairy Fire coming in. Skill A. 4-3 is trying to pursue. Net coming off in 4 seconds. Ace still pursuing. Nice Seeker's Dive, and this Grimstroke is not long for the world. We'll try to juke around. Meepo, poof, coming in. Grimstroke, goodbye. Welcome to the Grand Finals.
Yep. And in mid lane, Razor also putting the heat onto Ember Spirit. They're really, really starting to push up the pressure on all the lanes now. And that's what we said. Meepo level 4 suddenly becomes a powerhouse. Good showcasing there.
And I'm also looking at this Phoenix again, Black. We saw it last game as well. Ace keeping up in the level department, being level 4, same as the Meepo. Only 1 level behind the mid player. Very, very good play coming in from his Phoenix.
Yep, I mean, there's a reason they even first picked the Phoenix when they had the option to. So, yeah, they definitely know how to use that hero very well. 1k lead now, Meepo's off to a good start, and so are his other 2 cores. Zorain is looking to potentially gank the Razor.
But it's going to be a very tough kill as meanwhile. KSH will try to stay alive, will try to juke and get some more last hits. Nice rotation coming in from the Ace Phoenix, who's now on a killing spree, enabling the Mars even more. If it wasn't strong enough, now this Mars is going to push the tower, going to give some maybe around 400 damage dealt to the T1. Sanctity playing passive, aware of Zorain's positioning because of that beautiful observer ward.
Yeah, they're playing very, very well now on the Mongolia side. Meepo lineups are very volatile though. Like, all it takes is just a snowball fight and suddenly the enemy team can win, or all it takes for you is also a snowball fight and suddenly you're the one who just takes over the game. Exactly.
Vanguard down bottom for the Beastmaster, getting pursued by the Meepo. The Vanguard will still protect Shoti for quite a long time, but meanwhile, KSH,
again?
No, stand down top. You got to protect your PL. Can he get away? No, Ace is here, and KSH is no longer with us. Razor down mid, very low HP, but turns around, and he's going to get the kill.
Wow.
What just happened?
Well, they dove him, and he drained all the damage away from the Ember Spirit, so Ember Spirit was like, well, I deal 0 damage, I can't do anything, goodbye Screamstroke.
Sanctity will have to make the walk back to base, but you are more than happy. A level and a half more when it comes compared to this Ember Spirit. Shoti doesn't have his level 6. A Vanguard, which is very good, but not the most common Beastmaster build.
Yep, he will take that Wisdom Rune. I'm really looking forward to what sort of build he's going to. Is he going for that Agam Scepter, which is very strong against the Meepo, or still that Helm of Dominator build? Because they're both very potent this game.
Yeah, I think I personally prefer the Ag Scepter, but both could very much work. You're correct. Young PH, yep.
Look at KSH last hits. 19. He has no net whatsoever, and that's the reason why we don't see PL pick too much. His laning stages are so damn weak. Mars is doubling his net worth.
Zorain this time around going to be the one pursued, but Arena coming in. Level 6, this is a level 4 Phantom Assassin. Young PH TPing in, can he do anything? Ace going to get only level 5, but
damage!
Young PH going to have to Remnant out. Can he stay away? KSH only level 4, but this Mars is so tanky as we have the 4-2-3 TP coming through the gate.
Uh-oh, Young PH, KSH, they're both really scared. There's a spear available.
God's Rebuke. Spear coming in, gotta stop. Beautiful into the tower. Wave of terror coming in. Young PH.
Young PH too.
He's dead.
Zorain to beat it as well.
It's disastrous, Black. What can they do? Can Zorain disengage? No, he cannot. And it will be 3 heroes down for the side of Myanmar.
11-1, so reminiscent of the second game. It's completely won. 5k down in just 8 minutes again.
This is looking absolutely shambolic. The only hero somewhat keeping up in farm is Shoti on the Beastmaster, but 5k down, as you said. And this Meepo, he has a perfect start.
Where did they go wrong in both of these games? Like, game 1 looked so competitive. Now game 2 and 3, Mongolia was like, yeah, we wanted to make the finals exciting. Now we're going to turn it up a notch.
And I gotta commend Ace here, man. I feel like all tournament we've been praising SC for his plays, but Ace right now, both game 1 and here, is doing phenomenal work on his Phoenix.
Yeah, truth be told, I have a very hard time actually picking out an MVP from Team Mongolia. in a lot of teams, you have this one standout player who does like a lot every game. But for Team Mongolia, sometimes 4-3 steps up, sometimes Sanctity steps up, sometimes the supports. I really love the team dynamic they have going on.
I have to agree here. As Young PH gets down to half HP.
The Defense is just soloing him practically.
And you've got your Phantom Lancer in mid, but he's only level 5. I don't think you can kill this Venge, honestly. She swaps Razor in. No, Ember onto the low ground. Young PH will disengage. And now Static Storm, Plasma Field.
Oh!
Good TP, good TP. Myanmar can't afford losing any more heroes right now. This PL is level 5, minute 9. Vengeful almost level 7.
Hey, Wax, you still remember when I said it was 5k lead about a minute ago?
Oh,
now it's 7k.
We will try to kill the creep wave so they protect the tier 1 mid a bit more, but SC will have swap in about 15 seconds. Spotting the Remnant, and they might just be waiting. If you're an Ember Spirit, you want to jump to the Remnant, but the Rune will go top, will protect Young PH as Shoti completed a pair of Arcane Boots Black.
Yeah, so just like farm a bit faster. Not the biggest fan of Mana Boots and Beastmaster, but will at least enable him to farm faster. I'm a little bit scared for Mongolia. The only weakness they have is that they don't have stuns. Okay, so they can get kited, they can be played around with. But if you're 7k up at 10 minutes, it might not be an issue.
Look at the levels, Black. This is unfathomable. Meepo level 9, PL still level 5.
Yeah, the biggest weakness of PL, like they just keep pulling the lane back too. I love what they're doing top lane. Yes, the tower is down, but they keep pulling the lane back just to make sure that PL doesn't get anything.
Top, Black.
Oh, KSH, he might be on the menu.
Still not level 6 on the Phantom Lancer.
He
wants this last hit. He wants to get the creep wave. He needs to stay alive. Can you get one more? Can you get one more? The stun's coming in. Arenas, arrow, God's review. Bim, bam, boom. And PL is turned into nothing.
Shish Kebab right there, still level 5. You cannot jungle with this hero until you get level 6. He's been struggling so much to get that.
This Phantom Lancer is almost behind every single opponent of the Mongolia side. Meanwhile, the Phoenix is already going out of control. Mars will have a Blink Dagger jump down bottom, and this is going to be a good kill. But no, they cannot get it. Eggs off. Mars coming in. No Arena. He cannot fight. Yes, he can. Roar coming back. Are we going to pursue this? But Sanctity's here. Static Storm coming in, and SC wants to swap. We're going to have a stun. Zorian gets taken down, and now not enough mana for the swap.
There is more movement speed on
Shoti is dead. 43 rotated.
Yeah, got killed by the Meepo. Who, of course, we know Meepo. Like, it doesn't matter how tanky you are. Geostrike adds pure damage to every hit. You have proved that adds pure damage.
No, not the Lancer again. He's still not level 5.
Yep.
Now level 6.
Still sitting at 5. He so badly wants to get level 6 just to be able to jungle. Man. Phantom Lancer is not a hero that really comes back into games. You've got to be able to get a decent start at least.
Razor is twice his level. Okay, finally hit level 6, but it doesn't matter. Sanctity has a double damage. He's going to pursue you. I don't think he can escape. KSH.
Oh, nice. Nice. That was a good usage of the run at least.
Okay.
Gets out. Okay.
Sanctity will respect the turnaround potential coming in from Myanmar, but at this point, I don't think he needed to. I think Sanctity could have just killed the PL right there and then.
Blink Mars. Grimshot might just be next on the menu. If he shows it, he's dead.
Grimshot also wants his level 6 and 11. Spear, God's Rebuke, will not even need the Arena, and stun, silence, doesn't matter.
You know you're really far ahead if you can just comfortably play 3 lanes in Dota. It rarely ever happens that you are allowed to get away with that, but again, 10k lead, minute 12 into the game, Meepo 3 farming. I mean, we say that, but look at Mars. Yeah, 7.5k net worth.
11 with the performance of a lifetime, and we see why every single team over the last 2 matches have banned it in the last ban phase. Don't let him get his hands on the Mars, or he will just dominate you from minute 0 onwards.
Yeah, I like his item build too. The BKB queued up into the Hex, of course, one of the best disabled items, because they are lacking good disables in the team. KSH finally level 6.
This Beastmaster is 2,000 gold away from the Axe Schefter, and I think very, very strong item, but can it help Myanmar when they're already 10k down? They will get together. Finally, every single hero on the side of the Dire has hit level 6. They all have their ultimates, but they're so far behind when it comes to XP.
And they don't have the best and easiest Grimstroke combo, right? Like, you have the double Raw, but it's not easy to pull off. Raw isn't a super high range ability. I think they're going to go all on a Razor here.
I don't think they can kill him. They're jumping in. Remnant, stun, Roar, and you were right, Black. Okay. I thought maybe someone might try to help the Razor, maybe a swap out, but Vengeful was just slightly out of the way. But look at them. They're waiting on the high ground. No, they're not. They're just disengaging. Good kill going for the side of Myanmar, and they still have a few more ultimates.
Yep, every kill now you have to be so careful when you're the Mongolia side. You get so much net worth back from each and every one of these kills. Really stick together with your Phoenix Mars. Make sure they get the combo off. Meepo's going to absorb the entire map anyway.
Blink Dagger, double Dragon Lance threads Wraith Band on this Meepo that still hasn't taken over the game.
It's going to get very, very rough soon.
Almost level 12 as well on the Meepo. This Beastmaster, 1,300 gold away from the Axe. Might be the only saving grace coming in from Myanmar. Now he's farming away, another 50 seconds until the roar.
I really want them to amp the tempo a little bit on the Mongolia side. You shouldn't let this Beastmaster farm his Aghanims freely. You shouldn't let the PL farm freely now. Just amp up the pressure, get the Aegis.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, slow net.
It was a blink jump onto the low ground part of the stairs, and I think that's why it allowed young PH to kind of just poof, walk away and then jump.
Yeah, PL though, still under pressure. He's under a ward right now. He's not aware, he's not aware.
Yeah, BKSH, not like this, not like this. Will get spotted, stun, arena, doesn't even matter. Sanctity is here to get the last hit. Meanwhile, Myanmar pushing down mid. Okay, they will try to maybe make a trade tier 2 top for tier 1 mid. But no, 4-2-3, okay, no, 4-2-3 still up top. I thought he's gonna go to another Meepo down mid. But Myanmar doesn't even want to try to pursue the tower.
Yeah, this must be pretty bad for KSH. He's died at the same spot like 3 times now. But he has nowhere to farm because his Beastmaster needs to farm his Aghanims. The Ember is really far behind. He needs to catch back up. You don't really have any playmaker that has enough money right now.
And then you're just going to lose your tier 2 as Sanctity went back mid. Is protecting the tower. AC just farming away. Zorain will spot the support the Vengeful Spirit. You should blow up this Vengeful Spirit before she gets way bigger. But look at the going back behind. Zorain spots the Mars. 11 just blinks away. And they won't get anyone unless, okay, 43 quite low. Can we throw? But no, just turn around. Let's in. Gotta take the gate. Young PH.
Oh, they're looking. Nice. They got him.
What a spear though! The roar doesn't come through. Finally, roar combined with a Grimstroke ulti. He's so low and they get the kill. No arena. 11 gotta keep getting pursued. But the Razor is in the backline. Young PH gets stunned. He's getting so low. Doesn't have a remnant. Yes, he does. 11 just with one right click. But Zorain pops the false promise. Ember Spirits for the Meepo. Zorain will also go down. Can the Dire disengage without losing any more casualties other than the Oracle?
Young PH unfortunately had to remnant back, ran to 11's hands. The scan actually goes off. They know that they're farming the Ancients.
No, not like this. Show TI. Show TI, you can't die now.
So close to the Axe. He has to fight it up, but he can.
And one more right click. Show TI will high five the opponent. But it doesn't matter. At least they made a little bit of space for KSH Black, but 5K Phantom Lance a minute 17.
Yep, I don't even know what item build he wants to go for. Like, he needs to catch back up, so probably Aghanim Scepter. But you're so far behind at this point, so until your impact is actually felt, it's going to take at least like another 10 minutes or so of you having free farm.
That might be one of the best shouts, Black, because obviously Phantom Lancer Axe combined with the Grimstroke ultimate is just a complete powerhouse and enables your team fight way more, obviously punishing the Meepo, but is he even going to get to the Aghanims at this point? I don't know. The Meepo's going to have an Aegis in about another 10-15 seconds, and he's already got one Aghanim Scepter component.
Yep, once that Aghanim Scepter is up, it doesn't even matter what you do against him. He'll just become this mega Meepo. He'll have a shard soon after, which is another 35% max HP heal. Being behind against the Meepo, historically, always felt so bad. It's probably one of the worst heroes to be behind against.
Pipe just flown in for Ace. Very nice spotted by our observers, and it's a Phoenix with a pipe. If you thought you're going to have some magic damage, well, that's out the window. This Ember, 300 gold away, wants to complete the Javelin into the Maelstrom and will need anything in that team fight.
The good news is, at least for Myanmar, that they kind of stopped the bleeding. They've been at minus 12k for quite a while now, so the disadvantage isn't growing at least.
And Beastmaster does have his level 12. At least that means the Roar has a 0.5 seconds longer duration, and I think he has completed the Axe, but are you going to do anything to this 11 Mars still topping the network charts?
Yeah, the problem now is that Beastmaster still needs some more tankability. He needs some armor, he needs maybe a pipe even, because the damage of the team Mongolia is very significant. And they have a pipe as well, which will negate all of his axe damage.
We do see a scan coming up in the top mines, will not get spotted. Back into the smoke. Sanctity gonna jump in the back line, and the Scream Stroke of Skill Lane surviving a bit longer than expected, managed to force out the Static Storm.
But you saw a glimpse of the Ink Spell though, right? He healed back to like full HP almost. If that's on the core instead.
The Eye of the Storm, not the Static Storm. 4-2-3 blanks in, and this Greasemaster, drums or not, you can't play it at our party, says IHE. 4-2-3, 21-4 black. And
yeah.
this is, look at the last seat.
It's a big problem, because like Axe Beastmaster is really strong against Meepo if you get it early on, but he has it so late. Meepo has so many damage items already, and the Razor is always, he has always been a tank breaker. So you can't out-heal all this damage that they're outputting.
Razor also used the Eye of the Storm combined with an Arcane Rune, so he's going to have it again in 20 seconds. Zorain tries to debuff too early, but the net miss will get popped. False Promise coming in, will try to get away with their life. Can he heal back up? I don't think he can.
Is he going to die or not?
Yeah, he died.
Oh!
Zorain, full confidence right there. Maybe even teasing the Meepo a little bit, but 15k down, tier 2 mid will fall, no more 45. Young PH only level 11 on this Ember Spirit.
Yeah. Compared to the 14 of the Razor. Again, it's gonna get really tough from now on. It was already really tough, but now all the outer towers are done.
And now you have access to the opponent Tormentor, 40 seconds until their Wisdom Room. This is when you start accelerating and not allowing the Dire to come back into the game.
Yep, and Meepo is one of the best Tormentor. Well, do you destroy it or do you slay it?
You slay the Tormentor, that's correct.
So you slay the Tormentor. He's one of the best Tormentor slayers in the game. Oh, but he chooses not to do it because the enemy team, they might have seen it.
Caster's Curse may be black, Caster's Curse. But look at the Meepo. He's got the Axe and another 1k already in the bag.
And he got the Axe shot as well, I believe, right? Did I see that right?
And he's finally, I didn't quite see it either. And it's also, I just want to say, surpassed the Mars finally, but no, he does not have the shard just yet. The Meepo does not.
That's going to be a very big pressure. Oh, he caught the real Mars. Does he know?
KSH.
He knows.
Yeah, he's dead. Only Arena needed. SE, just with a little bit of a wave of terror in the end to secure the kill. Phantom Lancer finally getting, well, better net worth than the Ember Spirit, but now the Ember is so far down. Only a Maelstrom, 21 minutes in.
17k in just 21 minutes.
Yeah, 17k, 22 kills.
We said last game was the biggest storm that we've probably seen in this tournament, but this game might be even a bigger one. Like, Mongolia is firing on all cylinders. Well, what do you even do now? You can't go anywhere. They're everywhere. They're taking the entire map. This sort of position is the worst to be in against the Meepo. He's just everywhere. He's in every lane.
And I want to tell you something, Black, that I know you're not going to laugh, but the Phantom Lancer has completed a Midas, not the Agony.
At this point, okay. I mean, we've heard the infamous phrase, catch up Midas.
Yep.
This might be a situation
I think we're looking at the mustard Midas right here, as Young PH will manage to get away from 4-2-3, but the Tormentor will go down this time around with Sanctity around, and Ace to split the damage. But like I said, this is not a catch-up Midas, this is maybe a mustard Midas, because this Phantom Lancer needs something for the next team fight.
Yeah, and guess what? Meepo says, well, I can take one more shard for my team. Maybe he even gets it himself.
Yeah, that's what we see right now. Building towards, I think, a BKB, a shard on the Meepo.
Oh, good reflexes. Young PH is not out of it. But again, you just see the gold advantage is growing and growing and growing. The Meepo can just take such good advantage of the map. He can be anywhere. The enemy is so afraid to come out of the base. Look, KSH is under the ward. KSH is under the ward.
And Sanctity is heading that way. 11's heading that way. Can someone help KSH?
Oh, he TP'd out already.
Very good. And then meanwhile, Skillet trying to kind of creep skip up top. And I have to point this out, at least Myanmar managed to stay with the base intact while the Aegis was in play.
Skillet though, he's just free food.
Will kill the creep wave. Will sun us up. Very nice play coming in from Skillet.
Wow.
Nice, beautiful dodge. Maybe one glimpse of hope coming in from the Dire side, who is here. Oh my goodness, I'm just seeing 11 is 2,600 gold away from completing his Hex. And the Vengeful Spirit!
Yeah.
How does she have an Axe, Black? She's a support, please, SC. You don't even have level 12 yet.
They're dominating so hard. It's almost, well, not almost, but halfway done with the Shiva's Guard already.
The Axe has been completed, okay.
Midas Axe, okay. So he's not completely out of the game. He's
Well.
not super weak anymore, but
Is he not?
I mean, and he said, oh no, he got caught. He has no way out of this.
Young PH, can you do anything? You cannot.
Triple net, that's what the meeple's for. You have this mobility heroes, but you get netted, and then you get netted, and then, you guessed it, you get netted.
Still netted.
Yep.
As SE now also has the shard, the axe. Ace has a plate mail towards building his Shiva's guard. That's going to be a good counter to the Phantom Lancer if he ever comes out. But Mars still has the BKB. Can he BKB and turn around? Yes, God's Arena tries to run away, but he cannot. Okay, that is a wasted 9-second BKB. Very good disengage coming in, but right now Sanctity just jumps in. Double spear, and they're dead. Sanctity in their base. Can't KSH run away. Zoran will have to pop the false promise.
40k and 24 minutes, it officially enters Stomp territory. They got a meeple for an easy high ground as well. It's 3v2 at this point. Young PH is alive. He has a Maelstrom, so his slide will hurt. But
that's all they had. No Roar, no Grimstroke ulti, no Oracle. This is Rax.
It is. They still have the Aegis as well, I think.
Young PH netted once again. SC trying to scare them with a stun. No 45.
There's just no damage coming out.
KSH will do a bit of axe chip damage, but 4-2-3. Okay, no. Silence too late. Silence kills him. Mega Meeple. This boy has 43, 100 HP. Young PH coming in. 11 gonna try to get the spear. Will miss the God's Rebuke. Disarm coming in from Zora. You don't want to fight more, boys. But they do. KSH keeps on pursuing. They try to punish. No BKB, no arena. 11 down to half HP. Nice stun coming in. Good catch onto the Razor. Sanctity tries to get away, but this is, oh my god, it's a swamp.
Nice soulband down 2 heroes. Mars and Venge both caught.
SC low. Spear misses. Roar for both targets. Can you get a kill? You need to kill them right now. Finally, 11 will not go down, but Meepo yet does. Mars is out. Sanctity, the only core still remaining alive. Can he outrun the young PH Ember Spirit? Nice searing chase! Turns around, gets a right click. Link in 1 second. But swap out from the ghost of SE, saving his Razor. Yeah, you will get the illusion kill, but it doesn't matter. You need to convert right now, and you need to get the tower, maybe even the Roshan that will spawn in 40 seconds.
They managed to finally win a team fight. They did lose a Rex, so it was a very, very hefty investment to finally win this fight, but this is what Phantom Lancer is good at. Yes, he's very far behind right now, but if he gets 2-3 more items down the lane in the game, I mean, like minute 40 or so, it's going to be really, really difficult for him to actually deal with the Phantom Lancer. Like, he gets up to his heart, his butterfly, suddenly Meepo won't feel so confident anymore. And truth be told, we have seen this last game as well.
Yeah, we
have fighters grid left in them.
Yeah, let's just take a quick look at the replay black.
Yep. Mars is getting leashed up at the bench. This was a very, very... Oh, truth be told, I didn't even think it would latch them. It was really far away. Double roar, Mars finally gets taken down by the Oracle. I didn't see where the Meepo died. He died off screen, but just gets taken down. Still, they have a decent lineup against Meepo. No, they do. They have the Inkswell, they have the Roar, they have the Axe damage. Now they have the Aghanim Scepter, of course, as well. Yeah. There are ways to fight back. It's just they're so far behind. Can they mount another fight? Because the next Roshan is going to be Aegis Cheese.
And I do want to say this, I thought the target prioritization wasn't great from Myanmar, but like you said, in the end, they managed to kill the Meepo and the Mars, which has been very, very good for them right now. But now, tier 3 items, minute 27, probably one of the better additions right now, but it doesn't matter. This is not going to be, I don't think you can fight this, Black.
You cannot fight this. It's going to be Aegis Cheese, and it's going to be the next high ground push coming right around your door.
Swift Blink is not far off for this Meepo, Black, and you mentioned this at the beginning of the game.
Yep, it's 25 Agi for each Meepo when you buy it, and it's an additional 25 after you blink.
Yeah, Roche will go in the favor of the Radiant as Mongolia misstepping just a little bit, but now back in cruise control. Cheese on the Razor, Aegis on the Meepo. You can kill him once, but can't you do it twice? You only have one Roar. It will have to be a miracle. Satanic Mars before minute 30, Black.
Yep, so that means one God's Rebuke, and he's going to be up to full HP suddenly again. They will have to start defending before they even reach high ground, because once they get in position, it's going to be really hard to get them out of there.
And you also did mention the Mjolnir will come out on the Razor in maybe 2 or 3 minutes if the next team fight is successful. Young PH, you gotta be very fast on your fingers because 423 wants to jump on you, but Arena in the backline, Meepo is in, and Skill A is done. X gets popped, Shoti Eye coming in with the ultimate, but it's not enough. That's a BKB target. Can you do anything? The Lance is coming in, some tip damage coming in from the Ember Spirit and the Phantom Master. Down to half HP, but that's a mega Meepo with an Aegis. 4 steps back into play. Mars is going low. No more BKB, and 11 gets taken down by the KSH. Phantom Lancer, 4-3, turns around. Still going down, has an Aegis, doesn't quite matter. Shoki going down to below half HP. Meepo will come back into his normal form and dig!
All digging. And the Spirit trying to jump on the back line. Nice nets as well. Can Meepo fight this 1v5? KSH is dropping very low. KSH is the last hope.
No more Aegis, but KSH is very, very low. You gotta leave. There's a gem on the ground. Young PH go low on mana. Can he do anything? Sanctity. Searing Chinks coming in. Young PH trying to do some damage.
Meepo's dying.
Meepo's going down. He's low. He's out. No buyback. And they're chasing. Young PH jumping in. Gets SC. Nice stun on KSH, but it doesn't matter. Can they get more in the line? We have the Phoenix TPing in the base. The Razor's out. And what a hold from Team Myanmar.
Skille, this was all on the back of the Grimstoke. They did the right thing, they jumped it back, then they killed Grimstoke first because he is the biggest counter to all of the heroes pretty much. Now next fight, he won't have buyback. He bought back, that's what won in the fight, but Phantom Lancer is growing and growing and growing. His gold, he made so much gold that fight. And once he gets, as I said, 2 more items, that's the timer right there.
Phenomenal Aegis Cheese fight right there for Mongolia with a chance to end this grand finals, but Myanmar has what it takes to hold on, and like you said, Black, Diffusal now coming in. Yasha, something else flying towards the...
Manta Star ready.
It's Manta completed, Black, you're correct, and it would be the beginning of a build towards a Heart of Tarask.
Makes me wonder, did Mongolia get a little bit overzealous? Because you have that 5-minute Aegis, you ran in straight away. You could have just farmed for 3 minutes, get your gold up even further.
Absolutely.
And then make it like pretty much a done deal at that point. But now that Meepo died twice, they're still 50k up, don't get me wrong, but it just feels like something's on the horizon for Myanmar.
Remember, before 2 team fights, I said Ember Spirit is barely level 11. Now he's almost level 18 with a Shivar's Guard completed. And this final, 16k golded and 17 kills, Black, it doesn't quite feel that one-sided anymore.
Yeah, we do have to point out that the Mjolnir is finally completed on the Razor. That means Phantom Lancer's efficiency will be very, very, very much diminished.
And I gotta say, Black, Ace has done amazing in the lane phase, but I think his positioning in the team fights with the percentage base damage from the Sunray could be slightly better.
Yeah, actually what I want them to do is wait until the Meepo is a bit low, because once you activate the Mega Meepo, obviously Sunray is percentage-based healing. Once you have 6k HP on a Meepo, obviously you're going to be hitting like 300-400 HP per second. It could really be like a good reset. But as you said, they're a little bit trigger happy. They need to wait a little bit. I think they can smell the trophy, which is like getting to them a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they can smell the trophy getting wet right in front of them. And we have a gem coming in for the Phoenix, but the Swiftling, Black, you mentioned how strong the Swiftling will be on the Meepo. As meanwhile, Zorain has completed an Endurance, but we have a team fight right now. Sanctity, this Oracle is going to blow up. No, it doesn't even pop the ulti. You got to run. You can't take this fight outside of your base right now.
Oh, Skille, he has no buyback. He's the biggest tool they have.
No, he will be out for around 80 seconds.
80 seconds!
You gotta run, and you gotta creep skip. There is no creep wave coming in mid from or top, but bottom will meet in the middle.
So they will have about maybe 30 seconds in the base. If they want to choose to go base again, they know there is no buyback on the Grimstoke, and they know that he's the biggest tool. Young PH.
Young PH turning around, will get caught off guard. The Egg steal and play will remnant away. Very good from Young PH right now, but Meepo! Oh! What an escape!
If he caught him there, that's game over.
Where did 4-2-3 come though, even from?
He was like, where, you want to bully my supports? I'll show you how to bully. You're out, okay. We're fine.
Young PH playing with our hearts here in Yash. The net somehow got Young PH. Are they going to pursue him? No, they're not. Okay.
30 seconds left on the Grimstoke. They know they're the biggest. Grimstoke is the biggest problem they have.
45 gets popped. Show TI. Got to keep on fighting, but no, he's going low. He does have some BKB. Can he force himself away? Yes, but look at the Razor getting all the damage. Young PH. And
he just kills him.
No more Beastmaster for a minute. Young PH goes down. Arena coming in. God's rebuke.
Okay, that's too.
Ember Spirit, can you do anything? You get saved by the Oracle. Can you get him base in time to get some heal? No, he pops. He's out. Racks are down.
Out for 50 against the Meepo with a Swift Blink. Your base is gone.
You have Roar. You have Roar Link. Can you use the Grimstroke Beastmaster PL if you need?
PL has buyback. He has to buyback. He does.
40 seconds, no Young PH. 30k down, Black. It's now or never. Yash, make some noise.
They need to jump the. They need to jump the Grimstroke.
It's a fight. They're ink swelling in. Can they jump in? Can they link? Yes, they can. Roar coming in onto the Meepo. But no, they don't have the damage. KSH going down. Sanctity, he's a beast. Egg in the base.
You have to take your Beastmaster.
Beastmaster's down.
Run. Oh, you get them all.
It's a 1v5. And that is it. 33k golden. Can this Phantom Lancer? No, he cannot. And Mongolia, the grand champions and your 2023 Dota 2 World Esports Champions.
Cinderella story all the way from the lower bracket, losing the first game, game 2 and 3, dominating. Like it looked like they were just giving away game 1, to be honest, the way they played in game 2 and 3. On the back, of course, of 4F's amazing drafts once more. But of course, it takes 2 hands to clap. Amazing drafts, need amazing execution. Well done again, Team Mongolia. It's actually crazy how they just keep coming back like that from a deficit in every series, pretty much.
Lower bracket run of a lifetime for Team Mongolia right now. They were down in the quarters lower bracket, 3 back-to-back best of 3s in a single day, managed to pull it back in, come in its grand final, 1 map down, and then complete and utter domination.
Yeah, game 2 and 3, as I said, absolutely no chance for Team Myanmar. It must be pretty disappointing too. Like they have this completely dominating run throughout the winner bracket, then they face Mongolia up 1-0. They're probably like, yeah, it's gonna be easy. And in an interview they were like, yeah, it's gonna be easy 2-0 for us. Well, Mongolia didn't want to have it that way.
Did not go their way for Team Myanmar, but still with a phenomenal run right here for the young Guns. And I cannot wait to see what's next in store for these 5 young Myanmar players, because if they can keep up what they showed this tournament in the future is very bright, Black.
I mean, they are, as you said, a DPC team as well. This tournament is definitely going to give them a lot of motivation to go further. They also beat Team America. Like, what more can you really want? Like, they said we're giving up the TI qualifier to represent our country here and to win a tournament for our country. They've done so, but of course this team has a pretty bright future ahead of them.
Yeah, absolutely, with all the 5 players shining throughout this tournament at various points. But let's look at Team Mongolia and what they've managed to achieve over the last 4 or 5 months, Black, because it's been an incredible journey. Not winning the qualifiers, but still making it here as Philippines defeated them. But now they came in and they've been absolutely incredible. But the MVP for this map 3, Black, will be right now popping on our screen. And who do you think it is, Black? Ooh. Pum, pum, pum.
Sanctity again! I would agree. His map presence this game was spectacular. Probably also the MVP of the whole series for me, to be honest. Game 2, game 3, very little mistakes, great itemization again, completely dominated mid lane, nice rotations. What more do you want from your mid laner?
MVP of the tournament, Black, let's make it really quick. Are we going for the SE? Are we going for the coach for Rev? Are we going for Sanctity?
If we include coaches, I'm going to say 4F. Again, it takes 2 hands to clap, but I think he just enabled this team so well. Like, he hasn't been their coach for the longest time. It's a pretty recent addition. Ever since he joined, he just looks so much more comfortable. He's an amazing coach. He's an amazing player. I mean, he just knows so much about Dota.
Yeah, absolutely amazing cohesion from Team Mongolia throughout the tournament. Impressive performance, some of the best Dota we could have expected from anyone in this tournament coming in. And that will be it for us, Black. I was Waxen. Thank you for joining for this phenomenal cast. But we're going to send it down to the main stage for the winner's interview with John and Team Mongolia.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Great cast as always. And once again, Yash, make some noise for your world champions, Mongolia. And y'all did it with loyalty, through the rain, umbrellas and all. I love the commitment from the Yash crowd here. Thank you all so much, but I got to bring it over to you. Congratulations, world champion with Mongolia. How does it feel right now to do this with your team?
Amazing, excited, and very proud of my teammates and my coach.
I love it, as you should be. And I guess my question for you is, do you just love pressure? You guys lost 2-1 in the winner's bracket to go into the lower bracket by Kyrgyzstan, beat the United States, Team Nouns, a TI team, and then beat Indonesia, former grand finalists, and then beat Kyrgyzstan, and then you went down 1-0 in the grand final. So what is it about you guys with your backs against the wall? How do you always perform and go clutch in those moments?
Yeah, I guess we just have to lose one game always, and then we look back and then it was just a small mistake. We make some small mistakes, and then after that game we were super solid.
I love it. And what were some, if you don't mind me asking to dig a little deeper, what were some of those mistakes in game 1? What went wrong in game 1, and how did you change your game plan in game 2? Was it the draft, or what was it in your eyes?
Yeah, it was just what was the game? I actually don't remember what the draft was.
Too long ago at this point now.
Yeah, I forgot. Now I'm joking. I forgot the draft.
It's I don't blame you, man. It's been a long grand final. Well, hey, either way, you did it. You clutched up where it matters the most. An amazing job to your entire team. You guys are a DPC team. You'll continue to grind, and you grinded for this spot for the championship win. But look, enough of us talking, enough of the interview. Gentlemen, feel free to make your way to the rainy stage. Watch your step and lift that trophy for the official trophy presentation. Mongolia, your champions of the Dota 2 competition here at the IESF World Esports Championship. And a major congratulations again to Mongolia. What a Dota tournament it was. Again, they went through Nouns, a TI team, aka Team United States. So many top rosters, and this team came out on top. And I will say, thank you to everyone here in Romania and online who tuned in, who watched. Thank you to our casters, Jeeves, Black, and of course Vlad, the local hometown hero, aka Waxon. On behalf of myself, I'm John Fallout, our entire production team, and the IESF. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you again, Yash. We hope you enjoyed. Make some noise one more time, and have a good evening, everybody. Stay dry. We'll see you next time for the World Esports Championship and some more Dota competition.